Right, everyone. So we are live and we are doing another RaddTitan chat. We're going to do something a little different today. I mean, we are going to go over the news first of all.
Briefly.
So, oops.
Briefly, bitch. Briefly.
Yep. So we're going to go over the news and we're going to go through that. But then I'll probably say it again in a minute because people are just coming in. And then we're going to have a guest coming on a little bit after. So we'll get the guest on as well. We'll speak to them. But as I say, what we do is we'll try and do some of the news first before we do that.
Dude, this is our 101st show. Can you believe that shit?
It's actually 102nd.
Why? How can it be 102nd? We just had 100 show last week. How is it 102nd?
No, we had 101, didn't we? We had 101. Yeah, we did.
If we did, it was shit because I don't remember.
No, we did. We had 101 because we went through the some pictures last week because I had a folder that said chat 101 unless I skipped all that folder and we didn't do it.
Holy shit, man! If you don't know, it's like about 11 p.m. English time, so we're doing a bit of a late one because we're trying to catch up with a guest, and the time difference is slightly large.
All right. So, I mean, have you got anything in this week or anything like that?
Yeah, man. I got the Lady Death premium format in from Sideshow Collectibles. I got a great deal on it, so I'm very, very pleased. We did the review last week.
I just started to edit that, actually.
I've got to be honest. Jenny loves it as well. I mean, she's actually the voice around it. You know, she says that I have a little bit of a sausage party happening in my house. There's too many men.
That's Rodford's festival.
I keep saying to her that bitches make shit complicated. You know, with a room full of men, there's never a fight. You bring one woman into the equation, and everyone's going to start killing each other. So I thoroughly expect to come in one day to my statue room and find them all in pieces because bitches be crazy in my place. But she's really nice, dude. I'm really impressed. I did
notice on the review. I knew what you were trying to say. And you were trying to say that you wanted it to be Mistress Death for Thanos.
Oh, what did I call it?
You said Lady Death. You did.
It's so confusing, that fucking shit. Yeah. She's depicted in a few different stories. In quite a few different ways. I mean, the shroud thing is the classic way, which is sort of like, she's just like a skeleton in a cape, or she's a beautiful woman behind the cape. But there's been loads of, recent ones, especially over the last probably 3-4 years, where she's an incredibly sexual, being. She's very flirtatious, very beautiful. She's very seductive looking, and I've tried to sort of bend a few rules to get her in my collection, to be honest, because although they are not linked, I'm trying to make it so.
Well, someone sent an image and it looked exactly the same.
Yeah, thanks for that, by the way. That was on Facebook. That was a good one. Yeah. Facebook's coming on nice, man. Got got over 5,000 people on our page now. That's doing really well.
I noticed that today. I was just like looking, and it was like 5,100, and I'm like, wow, when did it go over 5,000? And then I did remember someone did mention it to me that we're close to 5,000. And the thing is when you look up the numbers on your phone on the app, it actually still says there's like 4,700. So it's quite misleading. And I looked at that and I'm like,
it's just updating, and it takes a while.
Oh no, it doesn't seem to want to even update, but. Basically, so it's like, I'm trying to find that, and then I'm like, 4,700, and all of a sudden, I went on through the my computer, and I was like, wow, we are over 5,000, so that's really good. The other thing as well is, I mean, we just had 1 million views, so that's pretty good as well.
Oh wow, that's
not
massive,
video,
man.
But we have 1 million views on our channel, which is quite funny because I mean, if you get like I don't know, like a dog falling down the stairs, it'll probably get 10 million views. But hey,
yeah, man, you just totally shat on my cornflakes, bro.
Yeah,
absolutely shat all over them.
It's
and they were they were crunching up cornflakes too, bitch, and you just literally took a big shit right in the middle of them.
Yeah, well, as I say, it was yeah, it was a good. It's
I'm
just good. I mean,
I'm proud of it anyway.
I'm a
I'm
numbers
very proud of
person.
it regardless.
Yeah, I'm a numbers person. I like to see those numbers. And
Well, I know because you can't write for shit. You know, your fucking
yeah.
writing and is
Oh
fucking
yeah.
awful. Honestly.
The funny, do you know the
Jesus
really
Christ.
really funny thing? Talking about things we picked up and whatever else. I managed to get my my Norin Pro kit, which I bought a long time ago, but it was just
Yeah, I remember.
sitting with a friend for a long time, and you know, I was trying to figure out what to do, whether to get it painted by James or what to do, and then it kind of come back, and the price was a little high, and I just thought, you know, I think it was like $850, $700 to $850 or something like that, and I was just like, yeah, I can't justify paying that, so. I got it, like I was sitting around and I'm waiting for it, and then one of my friends I went to uni with, she's coming over on Monday, so I just said to her, "Can you bring the box back?" And she's like, "Yeah, all right, I'll bring it back." So she's got it with her at the moment. So at the moment,
Cool,
Eric
man.
Draven is in Dubai. So yeah,
That's amazing, man. I'm looking forward to seeing that. I've got to say.
I'm trying to find a painter still. So I mean, I'll get that worked out. We'll get a painter.
Yeah.
The funny thing is you know, Nora, I believe, is a Thai person, Thai guy. I might be wrong, and someone's going to correct me and be angry about it, but I think he's Thai. And obviously, English isn't his first language, I'm assuming. And he actually wrote on this like the back of the picture. You get a picture with it, and he wrote on the back of it, Narin Pro Sample, Alex RaddTitan. And the funny thing is if you look at it, it looks exactly like my writing. And I'm just saying, it's like some guy who probably doesn't write English at all, or very often, and it looks exactly like my writing. It literally, if I look at it,
the only difference is that fucking Naren spelt all the fucking words right, and you wouldn't.
he did actually, yeah. But the funny thing was, is I actually, I was looking at it, and I'm looking at a photo of it. If I actually had that picture in front of me and I put it in a drawer, and then I took it out like a year later, I would look at it and think I wrote it. It was literally exactly like my writing. Anyway, what we'll do is I'm just trying to work out.
Have you got nothing else in? No deals you're doing?
Oh, I'm always doing deals. I'm always. I got my fingers in so many pies. No, yeah. I mean, I'm always working on things and trying to get deals going on. So basically, yeah, I'm just trying to think what did I do this week. Oh, I managed to. I've got Back in Black, which is going to come in a couple of weeks. Back in Black SpiderMan.
Nice.
Really
looking forward to see it.
It was a piece
reviewing that
where,
again, like under good conditions.
No, I mean it was. It was basically one of those things where I saw the piece and I was always like, I always like it, but I've never really. I've always wanted it, but I've never really pursued it. If that makes sense, I've always like seen it and been like, I do like the look of it. I like the look of the base. But then again,
it's into the wank bank, isn't it? You put it in a wank bank. Yeah, you're like, I'll save that for later.
Sure. Well, basically, I've got the Iron Spider, and basically they're the same body sculpt. So basically, I was always like, well, I'm not in a rush, and it does go for quite an expensive price. So I managed to do a little trade, and that's on its way. Also, I managed to sort you out with something, so that's on its way as well. So an extra for your Magneto's coming. So I've got that.
Do you know what it is, or is it just? Do you know what it is?
I know exactly what it is. So yeah, do you want to know?
You gonna tell me?
You don't like surprises, do you? You don't like surprises, do you?
Nah, I fucking hate some dude. Listen, you know my mother. You remember my mother. The type of surprises I got was one time when I remember peeking through the little door Christmas Eve and seeing her wrapping up a Nintendo. Do you remember Nintendo, the original Nintendo? It was a Nintendo Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the first game. You know the game.
Yeah.
And it was on a Nintendo. She was wrapping it up, and I was like, oh fuck yes, right. And then the next morning, I got up and I opened it. and it was a fucking bike, like some shit bike thing, and I was just like, what the fuck is this shit? Where's the fucking Nintendo? I was a kid, and it was my neighbours, because I lived in a flat, like I lived in an estate, like, and it was my neighbours, and they like hid it from their kids and gave it to my mum to wrap. So I was like, I was riding my bike Christmas Day, crying my fucking eyes out, looking for a Nintendo.
The other thing I remember the other thing your mum did as well is when we were kids, your mum basically bought you a Mega Drive, Genesis, Sega Genesis, and she bought you the Japanese one. So basically,
run off the back of a fucking truck.
You could only play like Japanese games on it.
They were, like, literally went to Toys R Us, bought some games, I remember, and none of them worked. And she was like, "Why aren't they working? Why are they working?" And then, like, I don't know how we worked it out, but it was a fucking import. I had the red, like where the power light was. There's like a little sort of like rectangle bent thing, and the English versions were grey. And I had the red version. I mean, everyone that came around my house was like, "Fuck me, what Mega Drive is that?" And I'd be like, "One you can't play, bitch." It doesn't work.
I remember though, I got the. Sorry, we're deviating a little bit here. We got to go into the pictures, but I do remember my uncle went to America, and he bought me X-Men for the Mega Drive. I keep calling it Mega Drive because that's what we called it, but the Genesis.
Shit, I remember. I remember that.
And he bought me a control pad that didn't have a D on it. It had like a sensor. And he bought me
I remember that.
He bought me the converter so I could play the game. And I remember playing this X-Men game, and I remember it was fucking awesome. And basically,
it's like the arcade game. It was like the arcade.
No, it wasn't the arcade. It was a different one. But all of a sudden, smoke started coming out my Mega Drive. And literally, I played the game for about, like, I don't know, it weren't that long. It was probably about 40 minutes or something, and then smoke started coming out, and the actual converter, burnt out, and it burnt out the game. I can never play it again. And then the actual control pad, you actually got like really bad blisters on your thumb because you had to press it like it was meant to be a sensor. You had to fucking press it really hard to get it to work, and you had like massive blisters on your thumb. It was well shit. But it was like
the things we went through as kids, man. Jesus Christ! People complain about playing fucking Tron or having to go outside and play in the sunshine and all this shit. They don't know they're born, them cunts. We were fucking sitting there with blistered thumbs, smoking computers, and fucking Mega Drive you can fucking use. People have no idea.
We're going after this one, but after the time I got my Mega Drive was like the best time ever because I got chicken pox. I got chicken pox and I was off school for 3 weeks, and I had got my Mega Drive. I got Strider, which I loved. I don't think you liked it that much.
I got Strider. Yeah, Strider's a wicked game. Strider's a wicked game. I like Strider.
And a game called Gynog, which is like kind of like an R-type game.
Nah.
But you didn't like it. It's like an angel.
Yeah. Nah.
Well hard as well.
I love Strider. I love that game. Strider's a wicked game.
Well, I think a few of the companies got licensed for that. I mean, I think like HMO have got a license for Strider.
Strider was a wicked game.
All right, so let's
go on, go.
I'm trying to remember. All I remember is him like Jim. But anyway, where he sort of does his slash thing. And I think what was the one with the wolf? I had Altered Beast.
Altered Beast was fucking badass game.
I had Shadow Dancer, and I think you had Shinobi.
Yeah, I had Revenge of Shinobi. Yeah, the original Shinobi was on the Master System, and that was like a bit shit. I had the Revenge. It was a pretty good game. Shadow Dancer was better though because you got the wolf.
I loved Shadow Dancer. Shadow Dancer was badass. All right, so if we just go straight onto the pictures, we haven't got a lot of pictures today because, as I say, we guessed, but we just wanted to try and put this in. Richard's talking about Streets of Rage, but we ain't going to talk about Streets of Rage because George and I had one of our only arguments over Streets of Rage 3, I think it was. Was it 3 or 2?
Streets of Rage 2. It was 2. Did I rent it or did you rent it? Who was it that did it?
I think it was my Mega Drive.
Let's not go into details, but let's just say that one person rented it, had an argument about which character they were going to be, and took it and went home, and that was like. That's right, so I rented it then. Who did I want to be?
I had the Mega Drive. We were at my house, and then basically,
I remember.
You said you wanted to be some Axel. We both probably wanted to be Axel, And then basically,
we
I
always
was like,
want
I'm
to
going
be
to be Axel. No, you're, and then you took the game and you fucked off home.
Yeah, I could be Axel at home on my own. Fuck you. You could be Axel when I was gone, bitch. At least it was worth fighting over.
On your
At least it was worth it. On my Japanese version.
Japanese game didn't work. All right. Let's just go straight on to these. So basically, we're going to go to the photos. So this is the updates for the Mobius. It's still being worked on. I was talking to...
I like it.
I was talking to the artist today. He was going to try and get some more updates. I mean, they're going to try weathering some pieces more, and the hands on the base, which I did say to him that if that, because what it is basically, this is meant to be like a grave for his wife. But basically, I said to the artist, I said, well, if it's a grave for his wife, it doesn't make any sense, because if the broken parts are on the base, it looks like he broke it, which he wouldn't be doing. And the artist says,
of course, because
so like you can see there's like a broken hand and there's a broken wing at the back. And I said, it looks like he's done it in a rage where he smashed his wife's grave, but that don't make sense to the character. And he goes, oh, I didn't think about that. So
excuse me.
He's going to go away. He's going to work on it. He's going to put more vines and things. I'm really liking it. I'm really liking the updates.
Yeah, it's looking great. Maybe put her name in it, like loving wife or something with her name.
Loving memory of I don't know her name.
Yeah.
Actually, I'll tell you what I'm going to do is I'm off camera. I'm going to bust out fucking coffee. Right. So I do really like this. This is a custom piece anyway.
Beloved wife. Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
It's nice.
All right. Ah, shit. Just spilled my coffee. Right. So next one.
What's that? Yeah.
This is the same. It's just from the angles. So what they need to do, I mean, he's still working on. Needs to probably chip some of these wings off a little bit, just to make it look weathered, make it look aged, extend the vines. But I'm liking this design more than the one.
Yeah, it's looking fantastic now. It's coming on real nice.
I do agree.
It's going to have quite a lot. It's going to have quite a large footprint here, so he probably needs to move that statue ever so slightly back, so it's not too deep. Because it looks like the statue's right, but like quite a bit behind. But I guess that's probably just where the picture is, how the picture's angled. Maybe he's a bit closer to it than it seems.
Yeah, he is there. Look.
Yeah, see what I'm saying? Yeah, that's better.
Yeah, I mean, I agree.
I'm loving it. It looks fantastic. And this is very smart, considering that the Spider-Man villains are being done by XM Studios, and this is the one character they haven't done as yet. So get in there, and then this will go great with the classic Spider-Man villains. It's a blonding idea.
I'm really liking that one. Basically, hello, as we speak. So Francisco Calissimo is actually just messaged me as we are speaking, and let's see if I can get this up on the screen. Sorry, let me save this image. Is that that's the wrong folder? Sorry, bear with me 2 seconds. I am trying to multitask here, which is a stupid thing to do live. So
it is, well, but it's never stopped us before, has it? Let's be honest.
No, he's sending some pictures through.
So come on, what's my surprise then, man? Tell me my surprise.
Oh wait, I'm doing stuff here. The artist is saying, thanks guys for working on the color render. Thank you so much. It's going to thank you so much. It's going to be produced by Lucifiction Studios. That's the people who are making it. So I've got to come out of these pictures and go back in, because there was just an update while we were talking. So
I love it when that happens. XM usually do that to us. That's what they do. Right as we're coming off, right as we're about to leave.
XM normally wait for us to come offline, and then they'll damn it, he's done it again. All right. Stop sending more pictures. No, actually, don't keep sending them. Actually, I could do it this way. So basically, you've got this one, which is the gravestone. So he has actually done the gravestone on there.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
Rest in peace, Martin Bancroft, 1971 to 90. She was only 21. Damn.
Yeah, I like the idea. Definitely, I would definitely put in a little touch though. Maybe beloved wife.
In loving memory
like
of
that.
beloved wife. And then this is also
not just beloved wife or R.I.P. Like beloved wife R.I.P. and then the name and date.
This is a more
because
kind of,
then you it's generic. It basically tells you it's his wife. Like you'd be like, oh, that must be the wife of somebody. Who is that? And then if you checked it, you'd be like, yeah.
Also, because of the age, it could be.
I love that face.
Daughter.
He's done that really well. He's done that really well. That looks cracking. That does.
All right, let me.
Love that.
All right, so I've got to go back to the other one.
Looks like fucking Skeletor on steroids. That looks brilliant.
Scary one. It's scary. All right, so then this is Akira. So this is Canada on his bike. This is like very kind of iconic and is really like I'm just trying to remember who is doing this. I sent you more photos. We'll have to get those in a second. Bear me a second. I'm just trying to remember who does this.
Someone put a post on this about Facebook. I saw this on our page.
Yeah. Well, basically, lately we've had loads of guys actually posting loads of updates. So we've actually, I was a bit concerned because my days had been extended at work, and I've got to say that Jose Gonzalez and George Medina, two newer guys I've seen to be posting, and they're just posting like loads and just loads of updates. They're
stepping up, man. They're doing really well.
So this is Iconic Studios,
sweet.
Canada on bike. This is the Good Smile Company, and this is Deadpool. I actually, one of the guys I was talking to, he actually went to Japan and he saw this in hand, and he said it was really good because this is like kind of been like filtered to look like a cartoony drawing, like a comic drawing. But it actually does kind of look like that. It's actually a really cool design.
It's certainly different. It's certainly different. It's not my style. But then again, the Sideshow one wasn't my style either. I don't really, to be brutally honest with you, I don't really like the jokey Deadpool too much. Yeah, I much prefer him. I much prefer him with a little bit more of an edge. You know, in the film and stuff like that, I think they got the perfect balance of that. He was really funny, but you saw some of the torment and shit that he went through at the beginning, and some of the nastiness of him, which I enjoyed.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it was. I mean, I love the film. I think the film was great. I really enjoyed it.
I think they got that balance of it just quite right. You know, I think the statues is very difficult to do that because it's like one point in time, isn't it? It's like one tiny second from a strip or from. It's very difficult to get all of the things you want. So for me, I'm definitely going to, for me, it's always going to be Aaron Ray Perez because that's just a fucking brutal piece, and that's exactly what I want. Just like Kratos, the way he's done it is fucking brutal. So, for me, that's the Deadpool I want in my collection. So I don't want the jokey one. That's why I sold the X-Force one, because as soon as I knew Aaron Ray Perez was on the case, I had to jump in with my pre-order and get that shit because I think that's the Deadpool I've been waiting for.
Sure. Yeah, definitely. This is a teaser for Prime 1 Supergirl. I'm not sure the scale. Again, it's a teaser. Very early, very early stages there.
Yeah, it's just a tease, isn't it? Someone needs to teach that bitch to sew.
Yeah, it's big stitches there, isn't it?
Some big gaps there, man. It's some big gaps in the stitch.
That's how I stitch with a big big.
Do you remember we were kids and you had to do that? You know, where you're a kid and you had to do it through them little fucking things. Oh my god,
embroidery things.
Yeah, that shit. Jesus Christ, we went to such a shit schools, bro.
All right,
yeah, so I watched a documentary of this. This was crazy.
So this is the Amaterasu life-size bust.
Them two, Alex and Chops, man, they're fucking both lunatics. I love them guys. I never see that Alex look unhappy ever. He's like I want to work for that fucking guy because he looks like the happiest dude. In fairness, Choc sometimes looks more concerned. So maybe Alex is always happy and like Choc is a bit like shit. I bet I'll piss Alex off.
If you actually look at that picture, it looks a bit like Alex is all happy and Chox is a bit like, shit, I better play along.
No, it looks like fucking. I hope this thing don't fucking fall on me because it is a fucking monster.
I think that's the screenshot when they're testing, because basically this has a piece on it. It's got loads of light ups. They're going to add more light ups, but it actually has a feature where I think it's the exclusive ones. They all have a built-in turntable. And I think this is
madness.
This is when Chox is pushing it round, and they're like celebrating because
no. It's they at the start of the video they both sort of go like that with their hands, like jazz hands with the thing.
Oh, okay. But I think they're doing later on.
That's how it starts.
Okay.
They made it. I mean, they always fucking about these two guys. Yeah. But there you are. See what I mean? Chox looks worried for his life there. Alex looks like he said, "What the fuck are you talking about, Chopper?"
I've got more of the pictures in there.
They're two great guys, man, and that piece looks fucking nuts, man. That looks nuts.
This is another teaser from Prime 1. I thought at first of all that this was Warhammer, but then when I looked at it again, I think it's Predator. I think it's the Predator back.
What do you think that's from 2?
It could be any of them. It could be, no? I don't know. Anyone know what that is?
Dude, I have no idea. Not at all.
I'm looking at our comments because I know, I haven't seen. Actually, I guess this isn't first and figures or This isn't first and figures or PCS, so Alex won't be correcting me. Jay Foghorn says Foghorn says it's Predator 2.
There you are. George smashed it. Do you know what made me think that was that pouch in the middle? Because that's the thing that he gets out when he's hurt. Then he gets this little pouch thing out.
Oh no!
When he's on the rooftop.
Yeah, I think it's Predator. Someone's come in and said it looks like a Transformer, but I don't think it's a Transformer.
I don't know. I mean, it could be a syphilitic vagina for all I fucking know. I have no idea. It could be anything.
It is Predator 2 is the City Hunter. Someone else has confirmed. All right, so and then this is Catwoman, Prime 1 Catwoman. So this is another teaser for that. This looks
interesting to see the scale of this as well.
Well, I don't think this looks Arkham. Does it? This doesn't look like Arkham style, does it?
Of course it. Dude, there's so many skins and things. There's so many looks. It could be. It very well could be. The only thing is I'm because there's so many, as you say, so many skins for the game. I'm not very familiar as well with New 52, so it's hard for me to figure out which one it is. Nah, got no idea. Okay. Looks cool though. I like these little. I see this, man. I see this. It's funny, this thing.
This is basically a custom Joker head. And for the Legend Joker, we actually got to see this not too long ago, and it was actually quite a nice surprise, I have to say.
I'm going to say it out there, man. I said it on review, and I'll say it now. I think that is the best mixed media piece I've ever seen in hand. It is absolutely ridiculous, the amount of tailoring and materials and textures. I mean, even he's wearing socks.
Yeah. They've got all the
statues wearing socks. It is a madness. It is really, really nice. And I mean, there's parts of it that I'm not like over the moon with, but it is so good.
The original head wasn't correct. This is by Johnny Ho. So basically, this is a custom head.
Brilliant, that is. Brilliant.
Yeah, there you go. Look at that.
Got to tell our boy Gary to pick that up to finish it off, because it was Gary Speeds that we actually reviewed. So much love, Gary. You know we love you, bro. So
Decoria White says it's a 1/3 Catwoman.
So it is Arkham line then, probably.
And then there's the
you can see the difference here. Look,
it looks a lot smaller as well, doesn't it?
Yeah, but it's just so much life going on in that custom compared to the other one. I mean, that thing looks like a dead body. That is really, they're so vibrant, the whites and the reds and pinks. Even the eyes, they just look alive. This is the standard that we should be seeing from licensed products. Hot Toys can do this shit. Hot Toys could do that. They could make it just like that.
Hot Toys could do it easy. And,
that's what I'm saying. That is a really excellent job. So fair play.
This is another custom Punisher. I don't think that this one actually had whodunit when I looked up the post. but this has already been printed. And
Professor Plum in the library with
this is commissioned by Joe Takuto. You right there? You right there, George?
Yeah, I'm right, man. It's a little bit. I've been busy today. I've been out and about. I've been all over the place. So got the city up my nose.
So this is commissioned by Joe Takuto, who's the one who commissioned, I think, that Hulk by Troy McDavitt. That looks pretty good.
Mm.
And this is by Del Rigo Art. So Del Rigo Art are actually doing it. This looks like the Bale Batman by Prime One.
Yeah, most certainly does.
There you go. So that's a little teaser for that. This is another teaser from Prime One, and this was on around Alien Day. So this is the Facehugger. You got that there?
Yeah, man, no doubts.
Then you got this.
I can't wait to see that, man. That Covenant. Alien Covenant. I can't wait to see it.
Well, yeah, that was just an update to say that the Scorpions were ready to be shipped. So they got some.
Yeah, a few people have got these in hand, haven't they? A lot of people are quite happy with what they've got. So that's a good sign so far.
Definitely. Then you got this custom Panthro, which is fucking crazy. And someone was saying this is half scale, but to me it looks 1/3.
Yeah, it's 1/3. Unless Panthro's about 5'10", in which case if he's 5'9", 5'10", it could be half scale.
Yeah, I'm just trying to find.
I don't think he is. I think he's quite big, Panthro. I think they're all quite big. Fucking them Thundercats, man.
I think they are big. I think they're all like massive. But I can't find the post now who this was. But this one was posted.
I fucking love. I loved Panthro as well. Panthro is fucking badass. Man.
Yeah, Panthro was badass.
That's crazy details on that. It's crazy.
Hand sculpted.
Looks really. So, looks amazing. Really looks nice.
Yeah.
Look at that physique on that, man.
Then you got the teaser for Bounties of Baffles by HMO. They're going to have some vehicles going on as well, which would be pretty cool.
This looks nice. I really am enjoying this line, and I hope to see some of these pieces in hand. To be fair.
Oh yeah, I've got to see a few of them in hand, and I've got to say that I was quite impressed with them.
Yeah, I really want to see some.
Bronx Calisthenics says that Panthro should be a bit more built.
In fairness, he has got a point. Around the arms and shoulders look a little bit leaner. Around the chest and the abdomen look good, but he has got leaner arms. Panthro's a fucking monster, though. That's why.
Yeah. Well, he's the big one. I mean, you got like Lino somewhere in the middle, and then you got like Tigro, who's the athletic one.
Yeah, that's it. So you got like all the different body conditions in you. Like he's a bit more endomorphic, is Panthro, and yeah, I get what you're saying. But it still looks fucking crazy.
Right, then you got the
it's hand sculpted to get that. Now, did anybody notice? If you go to that picture, have you got any more of these? Right, okay, now have a look. Just keep that there. Just keep that there. Just keep the first one. So keep that one there, right? You got that one.
Which one?
So if you take a notice of this, right? Right, go back one.
What's that?
Go to the one. No, right. So next one, that one. Stay there. No, stay with the one behind his head. The picture of the thing behind his head. The one before that. Yes, now stay there. Now, if you look at that piece, right, he's got a hammer in his right hand. And he's got his other hand out and his mouth is closed, right? But if you look at that hammer, you might have another picture of that hammer behind him. Now, that hammer, that is the Stormbreaker hammer.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there is a picture of it because I just saw it, but you like clicking a few quite fast. So you can see there is not that one. Yeah, so that one, no, yeah, so Jesus Christ, Alex, can you do one picture at a time? What the fuck are you doing? You got like 4 pictures. Start at the beginning.
That's that
Start
one.
at the beginning.
That's
right.
the beginning.
That's right. That's the beginning. So go to the next picture and stay there and don't move. Right. Now you can see there quite clearly in that right hand, that is exactly right. That's the Stormbreaker hammer. Yeah? If you click on the picture that's next, yeah, and the next one, and the next one, now that is a different hammer. That is in his left hand now. Now that looks awfully familiar to the Ultimate 4 hammer. So what you actually get in here now, they haven't announced this XM because they don't really do that type of thing until it's sort of close to coming. But that means there that you get sort of 2 nods to 2 comic parts, which is really, really nice.
Yeah.
Because I really like, personally, I like the other hammer. I like the Ultimate Thor hammer. So I'm really pleased that that's included in there. I like that. That's the pose I'm going to use.
If you look
nice.
like here, we zoom in, so you can see that is more like a like a hammer.
That's Stormbreaker. Yeah, 100%.
And then if you go here, that's more like a ball on the end. So well spotted.
Yeah, exactly. So and it's got the axe at the back. So it's got like an axe part to the back, and it's got a big chunk like a mace at the other end of it. So that's a really nice touch there. So not many people are aware, but that's a really great. I'm fucking well buzzing for this. I got to say, I think this is going to be one of my most anticipated pieces really now. Not after the arrival of Cable is in hand. I think this piece, this and Electro, and the maquette, the Thanos exclusive. They're the 3 that I'm really, really excited at for the moment. I really think this is what's going to go up against my Thanos maquette. So the details better be just as good as prototype. Otherwise, it's going to look like it's going to look crap, and I'm going to have to sell it because you are not going to get away with that. With that Better Ray Bill next to it, you're not going to get away with a half-assed job. There better be some textures and details and clean lines and vibrant paint. Otherwise, it's just going to look like a big pile of shit.
Yeah.
No, so I'm really hopeful. Yeah, I'm really excited. There's some great textures and colours into that Better Ray Bill as well. Well, I think it would go great with your Silver Surfer. They have had a lot of good fights as well in their time. It's a very good person to have next to Silver Surfer, to be honest. The problem you have with Better Ray Bill as a character, he's going to suffer from a very similar fate that I think Black Bolt does, which is not many people know too much about the character, but the work will be immense. The Black Bolt is one of the best XM pieces out. It really is that good, but it suffers from the fact that it is not exactly an A character. If it was an Iron Man or a Captain America that was finished to the quality that the Black Bolt was, believe me when I tell you, it would be in everybody's top 5 list of any pieces that they have. Black Bolt really is exceptionally well done. But I think this Better Ray Bill is going to suffer the same fate. I think it's going to come out, and it's got a lower ES as well. I think it's 600.
Yeah,
I think it's 600 in the world, like total in the entire. Like, there's no exclusive, none of that. 600 in the world, and I'm one of the lucky people that have got the PO for this, so I can't wait for this. Right. Crazy textures, crazy colours, man, and that.
No, it's great. Looks great. Right, then this is XM Studios. Basically, they're doing like a fairy tale line. This was shown a long time ago, and they've just released some images. So this is the Little Red Riding Hood part of their fairy tale line.
Oh, wow, they're going to put a new spin on that. That's a good idea.
Yeah, and there's Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. And they showed
sees any of this shit, I'm going to be dead.
And then basically with Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs are like her different weapons.
Oh, that's price.
So she has like a tranquilizer gun called Sleepy and stuff like that.
Oh, very clever. Very nice.
You got that. So really nice, really cool. They could sort of do their own take. I don't know how they'll do that blood though, but anyway. I can hear your dog snoring.
I hope. Oh yeah, Neo's asleep. Can you hear him?
Yeah, I can hear him.
He's well. Bless him. He's been out all day with me today. We've had a day out together. So.
Decorio White is saying, is this going to be a worldwide license? Probably, because I mean, Top Cow was a worldwide license, and this is their own take. So I would assume.
Yeah, I imagine so.
It's only an assumption. And then you got this actually was posted. So this is, I mean, they're still making stuff. Imaginary Arts. So this is all their sort of Transformers and when they're kind of expected. So Soundwave is going to be expected in July, Ultra Magnus in September, Starscream in November, Rodimus Prime in January 2018, sorry. Megatron, Optimus Prime, Devastator, Bumblebee, Nemesis Prime, and Grimlock. So they're all sort of up for release dates. So I still want to know what happened with Imaginary Mars and Prime 1.
It looks to me like the Prime 1 thing must have collapsed, and Imaginary Mars are just trying to take off where they left off then.
Pretty much,
They're
it looks like well,
they haven't. We know they haven't got the Marvel license anymore, so they must just be concentrating on Transformers.
I think what happened is, they got told they can't do the Marvel stuff anymore. They got all their approved stuff previously scrapped, which is why it looks like Prime 1 and them are not working together anymore, which is why you saw, the Prime 1 Marvel pieces at one event with Prime 1 when they announced they were going to be together, and then afterwards they kind of didn't show them any like 2 events after that. They haven't shown them, and they've gone radio silent, which is not really good. I think Prime 1 should really be a bit more clear on what's happened, because
maybe they're being told they can't be out. Maybe Imaginary Mart have hushed them and said, don't, you've got to be careful there, because when a deal collapses, there's 2 parties involved, and Imaginary Marts is the one whose cards nobody wants you to see. And I don't think Prime 1 give a shit really about showing Imaginary Mart's cards or not. I think it's Imaginary Mart will probably be like, don't share any of the details. The deal's not happened, just walk away. And I think that's what's happened. I wouldn't put any responsibility on Prime 1 to express anything at this point.
I still personally think the Prime 1 should say something, because I know a lot of people who still assume they're working together, and they may then go on to order the Transformers because they think it's part of Prime 1.
Yeah, that they'll get it through Sideshow. You need to, don't rush into that. So make sure you do your research. I mean, that's what we're here for. In fairness, that is the whole point. That if there is any information, we come on every week, and there are other good, well, actually, I don't know if many people do much of the news, but watch what's happening, listen, and if you're not on YouTube or Facebook, or I guess we'll try and share, but on our page. But I wouldn't rush in thinking that you're going to get this with fucking points and all that shit, and you know what I mean, and payment plans and all that. You're not going to get any of the Imaginarium art stuff like that. And if you've got any of them orders, like for example, Pepper Potts and any of them Marvel pieces on pre-order, man, you need to get on that fast and quick and find out if your order's okay, if they're going to be honoured, if you're going to get your piece. Try and otherwise you need to get your money back. Because you could have a problem.
Well, yeah, I mean they've just gone silent, and nothing's really been discussed.
That's not good though, man. That's not good.
Right,
clarity is key.
Transparency, yeah. This is the AlphaOne SpiderMan, and they've sort of been inspired by the Homecoming SpiderMan version. They got this great, I don't know if you can see it, got this great sort of mesh over the eyes, which I really
like him. They got the little eyes as well, so it's almost, I guess it's a nod to the films and a little bit to do you remember that cartoon we used to watch?
Yeah.
You know the cartoon we used to watch when we were kids? Yeah. Yeah, that has eyes like that. That has similar eyes. So that's quite cool. And yeah, I can see the black triangle on his shoulder. So yeah, it definitely looks like Homecoming, doesn't it?
It does. It's nice. I mean, really nice, really cool design.
Nice.
And
I like the pose and the thing. Yeah,
I like the black that goes around it as well.
Yeah, man. Thing is that I used to, when I was a kid, I used to like that, in the cartoon where you used to throw people into webs like that. You used to add them all, all the villains all hanging up like that. You used to throw people into the big webs, and the police would find them.
SpiderMan. This was actually this was up on the RaddTitan page again. Again, it's a lot of Jose Gonzalez has been posting this stuff. I mean, Jose, keep doing what you're doing, because it makes me searching for stuff for the chat's a lot easier. I tell you that. If I can just scroll down on our own page,
we need to snap that boy up, man. Give that boy a job.
Yeah. So this is custom Silver Surfer commission, and let me see whether I can see if it's been public. Might not be able to say who it is. Few people getting tags, few people this, that. No, don't think it's public who's done it. Who's commissioned this? They haven't answered. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't think the person commissioning it has been named in public yet, so I can't go into that. But I mean, this looks like a really cool design. It's basically like Silver Surfer kind of teleporting, and you got like Galactus's hand or something behind him, haven't you? Like there, got his hand coming through. So you got like his thumb.
Oh yeah, it definitely looks like something like that. That's cool, man. It's a very good concept.
Yeah, like that. So it's like some sort of portal.
Yeah.
The thing I really don't like about this, which I have to say straight away, is what the fuck is going on with his teeth, man? Look at that. What the fuck is going on there? It's got like a slug, like a slug mouth.
Yeah, don't get inspired. Yeah, don't get inspired by certain other types of teeth. You need to definitely make them teeth more defined and pronounced than normal.
I don't know what's going on with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's the
Yeah, I'm not sure.
That's the thing that bothers me. I mean, other than that, I actually think it's
that's an easy fix.
Pretty
That's
cool
an easy
I
fix,
think
man.
this hand there is a quite a cool idea. It looks
Very
like it's
good.
all coming
Very nice
through
idea.
like some sort of portal, doesn't it?
It definitely does, yeah. And it looks like them fingers are removable.
Possibly, yeah, possibly.
They're not there, so I'm guessing that they're add-ons to the base, whether you used to have them or not. It's not. They're not there.
That could just be that could be so you can see the detailing, though.
Could be. I mean,
could just be.
I would have thought, you know what I mean, that you'd see the thumb around the other finger around the other side. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's all conjecture at this point.
Apparently, it's actually based on a comic where he has teeth like that. Apparently, it's based on a comic he has teeth like that.
Yeah, don't do them. Take them off.
Yeah, don't do them.
Whatever comic that is, no fucker read it, no fucker cares. Just put the proper teeth on there. You know what I mean? At the end of the day.
Ultimate X Galactus was the comic.
Yeah, see, I've never heard of it either. And Alex is the biggest Silver Surfer junkie there is, and he doesn't know what it is, so that says enough. Get some proper teeth on there. Want to see a flossed and fucking hygienist every 6 months type of fucking Silver Surfer. Don't need seeing some council estate fucking never had your teeth looked at in 10 years fucking Silver Surfer.
I'm trying to find this cover. I can't find it now. All right. Then, anyway, we'll just scroll through these. So you got those. Then you got the little tease there for Eric Salsa's company, Prototype Studios. This is Fei Long.
Sweet. It's needed.
Well, someone really needs to do it. Someone needs to do DJ as well. There was that custom DJ that was really cool. I think Mad X actually.
Yeah. I don't like that custom DJ, or I think the proportions are fucked on it. But that's just my opinion. I don't like it I don't like the arm. But then again, I don't know if it's just the pictures of the angles. I'm not sure. But I like everything else apart from sort of the arm parts, which I don't know if it was angles or what. That's the problem with seeing pictures like that.
I don't know, because I think we saw about 20 pictures. I think it looked pretty cool. Apparently the Silver Surfer. So yeah, the fingers are removable.
See,
and it's sculpted.
Gio, man. Gio, tell you what's going on.
Yeah, it's sculpted by Pablo. So Pablo Vigiano sculpted that. Yeah, so he sculpted that.
Nice, that'd be nice. Good job. Good job.
I'm hoping he does a switch out head with normal teeth then, if they're going to do that.
Yeah, if you do 3 heads and 2 of them have got normal teeth, you're laughing.
All I can remember.
I like the idea of this Fei Long thing.
I love the Fei Long fight in the manga. I love that.
Yeah, man.
Voiced by Bryan Cranston. Just got to throw it in.
Yeah, uncredited though, isn't it?
Uncredited, yeah.
It's uncredited. It is Bryan Cranston.
Yeah, this is a little teaser again by Prime One. They love teasing people. This is from Magic the Gathering. And I don't know any of the characters on that, but this is that card game.
Yes.
Which has got some.
Some of them look so fucking cool, man. You know, if we got into, I think if we'd have been a little bit younger, we'd have been bang into this Magic the Gathering thing.
Yeah.
Because it's right up our street. These type of monsters and armored fucking cats and shit. Looks
I think
nuts.
I remember you buying a couple of packs at one point.
Really?
I think I remember you buying some, yeah, but they were like they're quite shit because basically you get like one cool character, and then you get all these like crappy characters, all these like crappy like power up things. So it's a bit like
probably couldn't hold my attention. I mean, not much could, to be honest, when I was younger.
No. This is it level 52? Is it 52? I'm just trying to think now because it's 50 Studio. This basically is the Path of Odin. It's called Studio.
Some crazy details on that, bro.
Well, they also did this sort of naked woman, and basically it looked a bit, a bit tasteless, a bit tacky. But then they added these kind of like spirally things to it, and it actually was really cool after that. I don't think I downloaded those pictures though. So this, the Path of Odin, level 52 Studios. The reason why Bronx Color Stakes, the reason why I wanted to check that is because there's an old 80s group called Level 52, and I always think I got it wrong because there's like Look and Love.
What, a singer? A group?
Yeah, Level 52 Studio is they sing like Look and Love.
Dude, let me listen. Look of Love is from ABC, bitch.
Is it?
That's an 80s tune from The look of, yeah, that's it. You got the look. No, that's it. Look of love. That's it. Yeah.
Okay, let me check my.
It's ABC. There is a band called Level 42, but I think they do.
No, Level 42. Oh, maybe it's Level 4.
Yeah, it's Level 42.
All right, well, that's why I'm getting mixed up. Anyway.
I can't take you. Fuck it. I don't take you anywhere.
Oh, yeah.
Look of Love is awesome. That's proper 80s, man.
Lessons in Love, they sing. And it is Level 52, Lessons in Love. All right. It's late in the day. It's been a long day, guys. Come on. No. I really like these things. These are those little Street Fighter characters where you get them with the backgrounds and they light up. And basically they'll have like their stage background and you press them and they have like the sound effects from the game. And they did like Ken, Ryu, they've done Akuma, they've done Chun-Li, they've done Dalsim. Why is his head full size and the rest of his body not? Oh, it's how they are. They're like little mini things.
Oh, looks like Warwick Davis turned into Zangief and started spinning the fuck around.
But they are really cool. I mean, they are like
they are totally
I saw some of them when I was I think in Hong Kong, and
they're how much are they? They're not cheap.
Yeah, they're expensive. That's what I was about to say. They're over £100 each.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not even funny. It's just like, really, and they're like little plasticky things as well. Yeah. People, some of them actually go online and they go for like $200, and it's just like,
shit.
Fuck. This is the HMO teaser. This is for the Spectoral Knights. So this is a teaser.
Yeah, it's one of the baffles lot, isn't it?
Yeah, it's kind of going to be in line with like Game of Thrones kind of thing, like kind of art. So there's that.
Nice.
Then you got Susan there. So basically, this is the 1/5 scale Facehugger I got there. So that's just been teased for Alien Day.
I like the way she's explaining the Facehugger, dude. She's just like one of us, isn't she?
Yeah.
She's just going, yeah, grab your fucking face. And she's got a coffee there as well, bless her. Look.
Oh yeah, I've got a coffee, I've got water, I've got a Dr. Pepper, and I've got a bar of chocolate here. I've got it all going on.
But you need the chocolate, man, to give you some fucking energy, you fucking monotone motherfucker. Now, what is this shit about? What is this going on? I mean, is this going to be a baby Groot or what?
It said it's going to be Baby Groot, yeah, because it's from the new Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, but didn't they do this shit? Oh, I guess he was in pot, wasn't he, for one of them? So I guess this one will be one of the things running around or something.
Yeah. Well,
this is going to be a serious.
Is this
This is going to be a bit of a problem, though. Yeah, this could be it. Yeah.
This is something I came across. So There's that Sideshow there.
Unless they're working on this is working on a film. It's either this is Sideshow or they're working on a film. You'd know. You searched it.
I don't know. So I find images and I just kind of make up where they came from. I
See,
like
now,
to cause
let me just
speculation. But if you look on the bottom there, it says Sideshow.
Oh, it certainly does, bro.
So
it most certainly does. Let me just ask you this question though, right? What are you meant to do with this? Because this is not going to be in scale.
Well,
you're going to put this 10-inch thing or like 10-inch figure next to your fucking 20-inch Thanos. It's just going to look weird. Or do you understand what I'm saying? What I'm talking about? It's not going to look right.
Yeah.
How are you meant to put this with your collection?
Pass. I don't know. Some people don't really care about scale, so if they want it, they want it. I think what's his name?
Dude, that's just like my OCD cannot handle shit like that, bro. I'd get it out of the box, put it up, and it'd be as big as my fucking you know what I mean? I don't know. It'd be big as my SpiderMan. I'd be like, what the fuck, man? I'd be like, what am I going to do with this?
We're going to say something else then. So yeah, basically, I think Christian bought like a life-size Groot, didn't he? Sweet collector. What's it called? Hans Creole collector, or what his name is.
Darth Chris, you mean?
No. Hans.
Hans Chili Anderson.
Creole Anderson, yeah. So you got that. These are Ms. and Pig. They're doing these like little versions of the turtles, which are quite cute.
What, they're like women turtles?
It does look good, doesn't it? Looks like little women turtles.
I don't know what that looks like.
Yeah. Looks like they're wearing a burqa.
I'm not digging it at all.
So it looks like they've got a burqa on.
Certainly something up there. There's something weird there. That's not for me at all. That's too drastic a change for me.
Then you got the these are the sort of proper images of the Amaterasu Okami. So you got that. You got the Itsu in the bulb there at the top, which looks pretty cool.
So cool.
Then you got all the.
I'd love to get that and show my dog it. I bet Neo would go nuts for that.
You're trying to fuck it. It tries to fuck everything. The detailing on the side. There you go. And this is big. As I say, it's life size, and she's a big wolf. So yeah.
It's so cool.
Yeah, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. So 6 cans high. 5.5, 6 cans high. That is big.
And what's the average can size? About 5 inches. It's about 30 inches, 34 inches.
I can tell you now because I got one in front of me. I got a 30.
I would say it's 5 inches.
Is that what you'd say? The can is 4.5, just under 4.5 inches.
That's close enough. So what we're talking for?
About 12 centimeters.
So that's 9. So that's 9 to 18.
12 centimeters.
And then another 9. Yes, it's that thing will be just under 30 inches tall.
Yeah.
That's mad. That's so cool.
These are the pictures for that.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
We did those ones. This basically is a guy to kind of keep an eye out for. He's recasting things, but basically this one he's not recasting, but all the other ones he is. But this one he's actually weird. He's resculpting the XM cable. So just be very careful not to buy.
Resculpting. How did he manage to fuck it up so badly?
Well,
he's resculpted it. What the fuck did he do there? He's absolutely fucked that up. I mean,
no, he's trying to copy it, isn't he?
Is he resculpting it? Is he, or is he trying to make his own cable?
He's trying to copy it, but he's trying to copy it, isn't he?
Okay.
But anyway, so just be careful if you see a fucking shit-looking cable. Also,
what's his name? What's his name? Name and shame him, man.
Lee Weasley, Wesely.
Okay.
Wesley.
Okay.
Basically, he's doing Batman kits. He's doing War Machine kits. He's doing Magneto kits. So he's recasted all of these Doctor Doom, and he's recasted. That looks like Death Wang, but I might be wrong.
Death Wang? Was that the Chinese version?
Is it Death Wang, the World of Warcraft? No? Or Death Wang?
It's Death Wing. It's Death Wing, you fucking idiot.
Oh, do you know what? Sorry. Yeah. One of my
This
friends.
is my exclusive. This is my exclusive
Death
Chinese version from the Death Wang.
Do you know Rowan? You know Rowan?
Oh, you crack me up, bro. You fucking crease me up, man.
But you know Rowan, we call him Death Wang. That's why I've said it. Again, I'm tired. We call Rowan Death Wang.
Oh my God. Jesus Christ.
And he also Scar.
Oh, she's done Scar as well. This fucking guy.
This is a separate person. I don't know who did this, but there's also a recast of the Ghost Rider as well. It's getting bad.
Oh dear.
This is just quite a funny thing. This is like a fat Wolverine with loads of burgers. This is Signature Collectibles. So he's got like a Magneto head with loads of burgers inside or ice cream inside. What's he got there? Like you know, like cakes.
Yeah, it looks like ice cream.
Yeah.
I want to say why, but it's at least it's original.
You'd be surprised. I think it's quite funny.
Yeah, well, it appeals to people like you. That's fine.
Yeah. Then you got the obviously the Sideshow Han Solo. So that's basically.
Really impressed with the likeness on this, or is that just me?
Oh no, it does look decent. What we're going to do is we may get our guest coming in, and I'll have to mute him for a second.
Okay.
But
mute him, yeah?
Yeah, mute him while we finish up the pictures. Tell him to wait.
Just say, wait there. Wait there,
motherfucker.
Muting our guests. That's perfect.
Yeah. All right.
Warm welcome.
Han Solo. We've got that there. Then this is when it was on the video. So this is zoomed in, so it's not really.
I quite like that. I still quite like the likeness, man. I'm definitely seeing.
Because it's been zoomed in on the video.
Listen, Susan seems to like it, man. Might be alright.
And then you got Luke.
I like Luke more.
Yeah. There's Luke there. Look. Media looks good on that.
Looks like it. Yeah, man. I'm digging that. I mean, I don't collect Star Wars, but
that's
cool.
actually,
definitely a big improvement on the last. But I think that was a long time ago. Their PS.
Oh yeah. It was a long time ago.
Is that the end of the pictures?
That's actually the end of the pictures. But I think there was another head, which I'll just pull up. So
for the who?
Did we show this head?
Nah.
So that's another head as well. I did speak to.
I'm not sure about that one. There's a Michael Jackson element to that last one.
Well, no Thriller. Yeah, I did ask. I did ask the artist, and I said, "Are you doing a like a handsome human face?" Because you brought it up a couple of weeks ago, and it was a good point. He said the commissioner hasn't asked for it, so that won't.
He can't. That's it.
Yeah.
You don't ask, you don't get, my brother, do you?
Well, no. But
he's quite a sexy dude, Mobius, man. He gets the women. He seduces. I mean, because vampires have like the power over women. Yeah. Certainly, like older vampires, they can control certainly the fairer sex, if you want to call it that, and make them sort of like all a bit confused and disorientated. And Mobius is very good at that. He sort of like comes onto women like just with his sultry tones. He always sounds a bit Spanish. He starts chatting to women, and then they all sort of, and then before you know it, they're lunch.
All right, so I've invited our guest in, so they should be coming in if there's no technical difficulties. So here we go. Can you hear us?
Aha!
Yeah, I can see you guys.
Hey, there we go.
Yeah,
so
look what he's got next to us.
time for our guest. So that was actually really good timing. We did finish up our pictures. So what I want to do now is
timing.
Introduce Habib from Kinetiquettes. So how you been?
Good, good. Good to see you
Wonderful.
guys. Yeah.
All right. Let
I
me
just
just
woke up.
Welcome, brother. Welcome. I know that Alex
Don't
saw
mind
you
me
on
being a
the.
bit groggy.
What's that, mate?
Don't mind me being a bit groggy. I just woke up.
You should have. I'll go have a coffee or something.
Yeah.
That's
I got
it,
my
man.
coffee here
Be
too.
prepared. That good lad. I mean, dude, that Mumra on Lionel next to you, bro. That's crazy, man. That is
Surprise.
absolutely crazy. The size. Shit. I remember when Alex saw you in Singapore. I'm going to say it now that he was in Singapore. Alex was in Singapore,
I
just in
didn't
case
want to bring
nobody
it up.
he doesn't talk about it. He's quite humble. But he was over there when he met you. And I remember him showing the really early concept of this, and the sculpt by Pravin looked crazy. Absolutely crazy.
Yeah, thanks.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like we after we actually got this thing, we kind of realized we kind of went overboard with the size, but it kind of turned out quite detailed and dynamic. Yeah, it's like one of our most so-called crazy pieces we've done so far.
What I mean, as
Oh,
my camera's just turned off for some reason. But when I went to see it, I think on the first day, I walked around on the Friday, and I went to your booth, and no one was there, but you had the Evil Ryu set up there and you had a few other pieces, and the Lino and Momra wasn't there. I went around on the Saturday, and when I came to you guys, I think it turned up late, and when it turned up, I was just like, "Whoa, what the hell is that? Where did that come from?" Super impressed.
Yeah, that was also my initial reaction when I first saw it. I was like, "Hey, it's late. We didn't make it on the first day of the convention." Then when we got it on the second day and the guys were setting it up, I was like, "What the hell? It's freaking huge!" We didn't even cater the space for it. Like we were like almost out of space to put this up. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just want to say, Deep, you know, I'm really grateful that you supporting the channel with the giveaway. Certainly with the Ken Masters, the Battle of the Brothers piece that we're going to be giving away. You know, it's a great honor, man. So thanks very much for your support there, man. Obviously, I wish we could keep it, but I guess we got to give the people something back. I guess, eh? Damn people, son of a bitch.
Well, as soon as you came online, my camera turned off, which is great. So I'll try to get that.
That's all right. You know, what I mean, we can't have two handsome devils all at once. You know what I mean? We have to have me and the Deep. We'll just represent. So tell me, what's the next thing that's coming out? Give me some teasers of your company. I know that we talked about this when Alex was in Singapore with you. That Kinetiquettes, basically the theme that behind the name is the maquettes with movement. So tell me, what's the next sort of big project for you? Because this is insane. This is much more than I ever thought it could be. To be honest, even better than I thought it would be.
Well, we actually have a lot of things going on right now. Speaking of the Ken, the Ryu is like coming up for. We're gonna show the prototype probably next month, right? Because it's been a long time coming. Because we showed the concept like almost 2 years ago, and then we had Ken.
Yeah.
And then people's been asking what happened to the rest and all that. So we had Thiago working on Ken, obviously, and then he was working on this. So Ryu like kind of took a bit of a backseat, but Ryu is done, and then we're gonna work on the prototype, and we'll reveal it next month, and give all the details. And then obviously this is almost coming to a conclusion, so we'll also have information on this pretty soon. And then we've like got a ton of things on the pipeline. Like you guys showed the Guile versus Nash, which is also upcoming. We have the 3 girls where it's Chun-Li and Cammy versus Juri.
Juri, yeah.
Yeah. So we have
where Juri's sort of sliding, isn't she? She's sliding in like a sweep.
Cammy who's sliding in, and Juri is doing the
That's it.
kick. Yeah.
It looks insane.
Thanks. And then we've got like other than Street Fighter, we also have like other licenses. Like we recently announced King of Fighters license from SNK, right? And so yeah, we have things in the pipeline for that. We have yet to reveal what's the first few characters for that, and then we have also got Guilty Gear and BlazBlue. I mean, although those games are not really as popular as say Street Fighter, right? But you know, we're working on those stuff as well. Yeah.
I've got loads of pictures.
I mean,
trying to get the pictures up as we were talking.
Alex has got some little hints of some of your stuff, so he's going to show you. He's going to share some of that with our people as well. But I mean, King of Fighters. That name rings familiar, but I can't think of what character.
Well, King of Fighters is SNK, isn't it? And it was. I don't think it was very popular in the UK as such, but it was massive in Asia and America. King of the Fighters was like King of Fighters '95 or something, or.
Yeah, so King of Fighters is by SNK. So the SNK games were like SNK used to make a lot of arcade games, right? Games like King of Fighters. You have Metal Slug. If you might have heard of it.
I love Metal Slug.
Yeah.
Yeah, we know.
So, but they were primarily popular in Asia and maybe South America. So not so much in the States or in the UK. So yeah, but like we like the guys in the studio, we pretty much grew up playing these games. So whatever licenses we get, we pretty much like for us the primary reason why we would get a license and work on it is because we love it, right? That's a very primary reason. So we grew
that's
up
the best motivation.
Yeah, so we grew up playing fighting games like Street Fighters, King of Fighters, and then in fact, right. We, as a studio, we sponsor like the fighting game community, which is like upcoming right now, like esports, Street Fighter tournaments and things like that. So we also kind of try to support that. So we're also kind of trying to support and build a fan base for games like Guilty Gear, which is a bit niche, but you know, has an upcoming fan base. So yeah, like if you notice, most of our licenses are like games related, and you know.
I think that's desperately needed, to be honest, Deep. I really feel that. Certainly, in regards to Street Fighter, especially, the license has been monopolised for far too long, and certainly it's got a bit. For me, I think it's that the standard's got a bit stagnant, and if not, probably it is going down. If unfortunately, better, you know, rather than going up. And I think that you know, you throwing your hat into it, and especially like Sosa as well. You know, I think that's going to breathe, you know, new life into the line, and definitely going to give a few new concepts. You know, things like. You know, the diorama ideas, the way that you can interchange them like that is just genius, absolutely genius. You know what I mean? So you can just pick the characters you want and then make them fight out. You know, I think that's a really great idea.
Yeah, that's one of the things. For example, there's with several of their pieces, you can do that. You can do that with the Devil May Cry stuff, but this is the image for the Battle of the Brothers. So you have Ryu, Ken, and Akuma, Goku, sorry. And basically you can have, like if you look there, you can have Ryu, Akuma in the middle, and then Ken there. Or you can kind of swap them around, so you swap his arms around. But you could also have, you know, Ryu and Ken if you wanted to, and things like that, which is really good. It's good to have that kind of
perfect
flexibility.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, what made you come up with that, Deep? What made you consider that?
You mean the idea of being able to interconnect and interchange characters?
Yes. I've never seen. It's never been done.
Okay, so we'll go back a bit because since we're on the topic of Street Fighter, because when we first approached Capcom with our pitch of doing this line of characters, you know, they straight up told us, right, Street Fighter is a very hard license to get because you know, there's people already in the market doing it, right? But then we showed them our concept. And then we told them, you know, we're not exactly doing what's already in the market. We're trying to do something different, and we're trying to like give collectors an opportunity to have, you know, these characters, but then you know put them up in a kind of like a diorama to show them, you know, in some cool action, you know, scenario, right? So they were kind of sold on it. Oh, okay, maybe you guys are doing something different. It's not your, you know, standard stuff. So we applied it like that became our unique selling point. As I mean, we can't really say we're the only ones doing it. Obviously, other people have connecting dioramas and things like that. But I think it goes very, very well with fighting games and when you have characters which are rivals, right? So
yes,
if you notice, most of our dioramas have very iconic rivalry dioramas going on, like Ryu versus Ken. You have the Devil May Cry ones, which is Dante versus Virgil. Lionel versus Mamra, and so it kind of works very well.
I mean, Charlie and Guile's a funny one.
yeah. I know about the boot.
Yeah, but it's I mean, you're going to be doing a Sagat versus Adon, no?
Yeah. So that's also one which is currently in the works as well. That's
an epic one. When I play, I like the old school ones. I like them too when the cut scenes when they come together. I love all that sort of thing. But I mean the idea for you to make it so that the dioramas are interchangeable, that's quite a unique idea. I mean, it's great being able to have these iconic battles, but some people might want to change them up a little bit. And I mean, the fact that you're going to be making all these different lines, and especially with the Virgil and the Dante thing as well, you can have the demon versus the human versions of each character. I mean, that's just, or you can have the demon of one character fighting himself, human version, which is just genius. I think it's absolutely genius, man.
Thanks. Yeah, I mean, it's just we wanted to give I mean, we're collectors too, right? And then we also know these things are not cheap, right? Like this is an expensive hobby. So we wanted that, like when you get one character or you get two characters, you have the option to, you don't have to get the whole diorama. You see, like you don't have to get all the characters. You can get one or two and then interchange them and display them. You might not like the other one, so you can just stick to yours, and it should by right look good on its own, right? Like we don't design dioramas in such a way that, or when you put it by itself, it looks funny because something's missing, right? So we try our best to make it such that they work as a standalone piece, and at the same time when you put it together with its accompanying pieces, you get something cool, and at the same time you have multiple options of display. So you can once you get bored of maybe this setup I don't like, I want to change it up a bit, and then
we certainly felt with the Ken, I mean that was the case when we reviewed the Ken. It didn't feel like it needed, like you could have it. Definitely, I would be happy to display it on its own. I mean, Jesus Christ, it was heavy as well. It was very
you do know, Georgia,
piece.
You do know we put that on the base wrong. We put it on the base the wrong way around, yeah, apparently. So, do you know how long it took us to put it on the wrong way around? It took us a long time to put it wrong.
That's why, because it's not meant to go around that way, so that we were clearly forcing it.
You guys almost had it, like nobody noticed it until, I mean, even I was like, is that on wrong, or I think it looks right, but then
that looks better. You're like, that looks better, doesn't it? That looks better. You should have left it like that.
I watched the how-to video probably about 6 or 7 times, and I was doing it, and I'm like, yeah, this ain't right, and then we put it on there. I think then George came over and done it, and I was just like, all right, yeah, but it took us quite a while to get it together, I tell you that.
Yeah, it's like even for us, like when we go to cons and set him up, we have to also refer to the assembly video. And then like try to, did we get this on right? Oh no, maybe it's a bit like that. Oh, okay, now it's all right. So it's like it sometimes confuses us too because there's so many pieces of it. Yeah.
I think this one to the right of you is going to be very, very interesting to try and put together, to be honest.
Yeah,
if we struggled with the Ken, we're going to struggle with that.
Yeah, but I think because he has both feet on the ground, there's less chance of screwing up which way he's facing. So it will probably be slightly easier to put him together.
Adib, you have seen us do reviews before, right? Believe me, 2 feet on the ground is not going to make it any easier for us. Yeah.
We'll try our best to, have a good assembly instructions included. Yeah, that's
really, I was impressed
possible.
with the packaging and everything. What can you tell me like about where is your company based out of, A, and B, is of coming directly to you and ordering these things, because obviously we want the collectors out there to know how to get in contact with you, and what your your website and everything else, what the offers, what you offer.
Okay, so we are based in Singapore, and you can go to our website, which is Kinetiquettes.com. That's where primarily all our customers go to get all the information, place their pre-orders, find out about products. But at the same time, we also are involved. We also have a private, not private, closed Facebook group. So that's a very good place to hang around because we share a lot of teasers and exclusive stuff there. Then also on the website, people can sign up for our newsletter to get updates if they're not, on social media, like most people are. And then so that's primarily how we interact with fans. I mean, the Facebook group, and also our official channels like Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and all that.
Okay, and when you do all these, you update quite regularly on your Facebook as well, yeah. So you're constantly putting bits and pieces up there and showing some of the hints and teasers for your upcoming projects, right?
We also recently set up, put up a calendar page on our website, so people can go to our website and then click on the calendar option, and then they can see like what's upcoming, what's upcoming on the timeline, all the upcoming products that we've already. Yeah.
Is this it here, Alex?
Yep. Yeah, that's the one.
Is this it? Let's have a look at this.
So you got at the moment
I see what you're saying.
from October, the Beast Unleashed was up for order. That's due in September. Then the next one's going for pre-order. Looks like Lino versus Momra and the Femme Fatale's jury. Then you got
Femme Fatale's,
that's in this month. Then you got in June, Battle of the Brothers and the Monster Hunter and Cammy. Then July, you've got Chung-Li. August, you've got Nash. September, you've got Guile. October, you've got Gokun, Guilty Gear Dizzy, Blue Blaze Rachel Arcade. November, you got Hugo and Poison. December, you got Tiger versus Jaguar Add-on. Then you got Sagat in January and Akuma in February. Sorry, January as well.
Christ!
I did notice that your May. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So your release dates are about 7 months after they're posted.
Yeah. So we usually try to keep. Ship our products within the year of placing the order. Usually our timeline has so far been about 9 to 10 months since pre-order.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, so
that's really of course,
good. We don't rush things out. We need to make sure we always do our quality checks and make sure everything's good before we ship out. But usually our goal is to ship within 9 to 12 months of pre-order. But of course,
that's already a third faster than your competitors, really. To be honest, you're talking 2 to 3 years as an average.
Yeah, like for us, it's like once the prototype is ready, and then once we get the pre-orders, we're like, let's go. We have, the customers are waiting, right? So we have to, get things going, get the production going. But once production time usually is not that long, to be honest. The main thing that takes time is when you have a prototype, right? They do, the factory does a sample for you. You need to check it. You need to prove it. So that actually takes a couple of months at least, right? Because you want to make sure before they hit production, you've approved the sample, and you don't want to go into the production and then you have issues and then you have to go back and fix all that. So that's the first stage that takes a little bit of time, right? And the production itself, depending on your ES, the factory, doesn't take that long because the factory usually, wants to get things done fast, right? For them, time is money, right? So there's no reason for a factory to delay and drag things. They want to go into production, get it done, and then we go in for QC, right? So that's the second part that takes time, that we want to make sure before these goes out to customers, these are up to quality that we expect, or customers expect, right? So
yes,
yeah. So those are the two stages that take time, and we make sure that everything is all good. Then we ship it out. Just to give an example, right? Everything went very smoothly for our Devil May Cry production and everything. Right? We had pre-orders, and then the sample was approved. The production went smoothly. But then when we sent out the first batch of the statues, we had some breakages, right? So we immediately stopped shipping after that, right? We went back, we repacked all the statues that had the issue to make sure that during transit, it doesn't, end up in pieces to the collectors, right? So the funny thing on that was that we already did drop tests. There are drop tests done on packages. I'm sure you guys are aware.
Yeah.
So we did drop tests, and during the drop test, everything was fine, right? But these statues, the first batch actually didn't go by air. It went by ground because it was basically being sent from China to Hong Kong, which was the initial batch, right? So it went through ground. I don't know what the hell they've been doing to the packages, like using Hawk to deliver the packages. I don't know, but like things have been breaking like crazy. So we thought we gotta do better than this. So we went back, repackaged, and then we started shipping again like this week. So yeah, I mean things can pop up. Things can get delayed. It's normal. Like, and we try our best to inform our collectors like, oh, guys, sorry, we had to take a step back, and we had to.
Well, that Ken, for example, that we received, obviously it's the first piece that we've seen it by hand from yourself. So, I mean, it's different when Alex is walking around the show and your prototypes are up. When we actually receive the finished article and we get it to our door, it's I was supremely impressed with the
really nice
boxes. That not just the piece, but the box was reinforced cardboard. You lifted it up, and then you had those leather, you have those proper Velcro straps, big proper straps. It was very well packaged, and to be honest with you, there's a lot of delicate parts because you have Ken's ponytail, you have his belt, you have his ribbon that's around his hair. There's a lot of delicate pieces in there, and nothing was out of place. Not a part of it was out of place. Everything was mint. So I was impressed.
Well.
I mean,
if that super nice as well.
Yeah, the print is beautiful as well. Yeah, but everything. I mean, package-wise, everything was. It was a. I say this sometimes. People that don't know, like people that collect a certain way, and you talk about a certain company, like for example, you talk about an XM packaging, and people get them like through the door, and they look at the box, and they'll message you going, "It's just like a black box. What are you talking about?" And then you say to them, "Listen, open it, and then you'll understand." And the second you take that lid off and you remove those straps and you open your package, and nothing is moved. Nothing is out of place. Everything is absolutely crisp, wrapped up perfectly and untouched. It's a beautiful feeling in yourself because you just know everything's okay. Everything looks so. You spent a lot of money, and it was a similar experience. It's the only other company that box that I've ever got where it was a similar experience, because it was actually, in fairness, it was an improvement because you got an art box.
Well, funny enough,
you actually have a print box, which was not a very nice touch, and it's a beautiful box.
Funny enough,
but it was your packaging was great.
Companies based in Singapore seem to be the ones that actually do that, because I mean, obviously, Kinetiquettes does, XM does, HMO does. And they're the only ones we've really seen that actually do that. Yeah, and it actually really does add to the experience. I mean, as you were saying, I mean, like when you get a piece in and it's packaged that well, some of the pieces from other companies, you kind of get the box, and you're pretty concerned when you see it that you're like, oh, is something going to be broken? And you kind of go away and you're like, all right, I'm going to have a coffee first before I put myself through this. And the whole process has kind of got a bit of a damper on it, because in the back of your mind, you're thinking something might be broken. But then when you have this solid box It does really put your mind at ease, and you can enjoy the process a lot more of actually unboxing it. And as I say, we've said this a lot of times about, for example, about XM. We have said this about their pieces and things, and people have said, "What are you talking about?" You know, yeah, as you said, and then they've got the pieces in, and they've gone, "Oh, we totally understand what you mean." And it is quite funny because some people say as well, it's like, yeah, as a box, you're gonna put this box in your loft, in your attic, and you're not gonna see it for 3 years until you have to box it up when you move house. So why is it such a big deal? But I don't know. I think it's a really nice touch, and I think it does make a big difference. And it just sort of, it shows you as well, because you're paying a lot of money for these things, and you know, these little things make a big difference.
Like when we Ken is actually our first product using this kind of upgraded packaging, because our first two products were using the regular packaging. So we thought, like, we need to do a better packaging, you know, like and we really did feel the difference, because when we use this packaging, like we barely had any breakages of, you know, or reports of shipping and collectors receiving anything broken. We like maybe had a couple out of 300, and then that we had to replace. But we were like, wow, it's not just, you know, packaging for packaging's sake. It has a functionality. It protects the statues, and we're like, we can't go back. This is it. Like, this is what we have to do, and it's presentable. It's functional. It makes total sense. And I mean, people are paying, as you said, a lot of money for it. So, you know, who wants to go through the hassle? Neither does the collector, neither does the producer.
Sure.
Like, having to replace broken statues. So, you know,
the thing is, though, is you only get one chance to make a first impression. You just get one. And when you unbox something, you know what I mean, and you open it, and it's like you know, you get that styrofoam out, and it's taped. And then the tape is apart, the box is apart, it's like barred apart like that. You look at it and you're just like, oh my God. You instantly, it's like, oh no. And you just think to yourself, you know, then you have this 50-50 moment, which is like, is it busted? Is it broken or not? And that whole experience, it like Alex was saying, it can sour. It can sour the experience, and you can't take it back. So if someone buys your product for the first time, like for us, seeing that piece for the first time, it's ingrained in us now that we understand that's the standard that you've set out your stall at, and there's a very high standard to do. So I've got to give you whatever changes you made. You know, they were great changes, because, like I said, the Kent arrived completely mint, and there was a lot of pieces.
Did you receive breakages before then with your other piece when they were boxed the other way? Did you notice there was a big difference?
Oh hell yeah! I mean, it's like our first product, which was the Evil Ryu. If you see it on our website, it's kind of
I saw the Evil Ryu versus
Oni. Yeah, well, I mean, that one gave us kind of a hell, because his hair was quite fragile. Right, and we had a lot of returns. I mean, not returns. I mean,
requests for
breakages. Right? So we had to do a lot. Yeah, so we had to do a lot of replacements. So we learned a big lesson there. I was like, we can't be doing this. Like, we have to do better packaging. So definitely we saw a big jump in, like, you know, and also we kind of learned from the first product and applied it to the second product, which was Oni, which is the accompanying diorama. So Oni had even lesser breakages when we started shipping him up. But of course, we still got some reports of, you know, we had to do some replacements here and there. But when we upgraded to Ken's packaging, it was like, wow. Like, I was worried that, you know, especially with his ribbon, his belt, and ponytail, like, oh my God, will these break during shipping? And then, you know, we just barely had any, so it was great.
Yeah.
That's what you want. I mean, as I say, so that's awesome.
You came up with this. You came the edition size. I just want to ask you, just because I'm quite curious to know, when I speak to other, you know, company people, where do you establish your edition size from? That number from? I mean, specifically with when you're doing your pieces.
Okay, so initially we used to set edition numbers, like, and then open the pre-order. But now we kind of do it the other way around, where we open the pre-order and then kind of, decide on the edition size, about a couple of weeks to a month later, and announce it. But one thing we probably, we didn't probably publicly say it, but we kind of set a restriction on our end where we'll never go past a certain edition number. So, for example, we will actually we do kind of say it during the pre-order stage, like where we say limited to say 500 worldwide,
yes.
right? Or we'll say restricted to 300 worldwide. So once that initial stage of 2 weeks to 1 month of pre-order time is up, we'll then publicly say, okay, we will have this many edition size. So again, of course, we want to keep it as exclusive as possible. We don't want to have like thousands of. While it would be nice to have thousands of orders and pre-orders, but I think once you go past a certain edition size, you also have issues with quality. So that's the last thing we want to compromise. So
yes.
We do have initial say we'll say, okay, restricted to 500 worldwide, right? And then once we know roughly how many pre-orders we got, and then we'll announce, okay, this is the number we're going with. Just to give an example, for the Devil May Cry, we set a restriction of 666 worldwide, right? But
clever,
in the end, right?
Clever, very nice, like that.
Yeah, but based on our initial pre-order numbers, we said, okay, no, it's gonna be 250 worldwide, right? So we just usually go with whatever the number of orders we get during that pre-order time, and that's it, right? We don't try to exceed or keep the pre-orders open for a long time and expect to sell more.
Okay, so that means then, so that you're adjusting to the market. Then you say 666, but if it gets more interest, are you likely to raise that number, or are you going to stick to where you sort of set at?
Oh, definitely, we'll stick it to what we say it is. So that's why for Devil May Cry we set 666, which was actually a very, we were not sure we would hit that number, right? And we didn't hit the number, but we didn't want it such that we set 666 and then later increase it, because there's demand.
Yeah, of course.
When we say 666, it's definitely not gonna be more than 666 for sure, right? It will definitely be less than that. So that's why we say limited to 666, which is the maximum. So we can't be like, oh, we're getting a lot of pre-orders, so we're gonna say, oh, no, let's increase it to 999 instead, because we're getting a lot of pre-orders. But once we say it's limited to 666, it's definitely going to be 66 or less.
Yeah. While we have while we have you here with the Thundercats piece, can you run through it all? Can you give us all the details on that? We know it's 1/5 scale. I remember from our conversation that you were looking into expanding, making it a bigger diorama. Can you give us some details on that?
Yeah. So for this, we had a really grand plan. This is just the start for us. We wanted okay, we'll start off with the main characters. Lionel versus Mamra, 1/5 scale. As I said, we weren't expecting this to be this big, right? But it turned out quite cool. So we were like, okay, this will be the first one, and it's a standalone piece, right? So we actually originally planned such that, if this diorama does well, we want to add the rest of the Thundercats and the other, villains in the series. So we wanted it such that this whole, not just this fight scene, but this whole battle going on inside Mamra's lair, where you can actually place other dioramas around this specific diorama.
I love it. I fucking love it, man. That's a brilliant idea.
Yeah, and they have this crazy over the top, battle.
So having having that green lizard dude fighting against Panthro or something like that. Yeah.
In fact, we actually released the concept of that you know, Panthro versus
See,
Smith.
you need to give me a job, Adib. I know what's going on, man. I know how it is.
Yeah, so
I think,
George, yeah, I think he said it on the interview I did with him.
no, I didn't.
That's where you heard it. You heard it on the interview he did.
No.
I'm pretty sure.
It's up there, man.
I know he mentioned it to me. It might be on the interview as well. But what you can't see on the actual base there, is it still the same? Because it used to be there was
Cauldron.
translucent resin as the water.
Yeah. So,
Cauldron, innit?
Yeah. So it's going to be it's translucent resin on the surface of the water.
Yeah.
It's not very clear on the video, but we'll be releasing our visual pictures very soon. So basically, there will be the translucent layer on top, you know, and then we will also look at potentially having light up feature from below. So you know, you'll really feel. Yeah.
That was actually
so
one of the.
I gotta say,
that was one of the.
we didn't mention that before, but yeah, we're definitely looking into having the light up feature. I mean, I'm sure it will add a lot to this piece as well.
Probably have like a kind of like a pulsing.
We'll see. Possibly we could do that. Yeah, I mean,
what's the spec, Adib? What's the spec of this, man? Give me the. Do you got any size? I mean, what are we talking? That looks like, as a guess, that looks 34, 33 inches tall. Top of that sword.
Wait. I can actually do that right now.
It's big. It's, on screen, that actually looks small compared to what it looks like in real life.
Okay, so this is a 60. This is a 60 centimeter ruler, right? So if I place it here.
Oh shit!
About
That's so. Wow.
Yeah. So if I were to go, I would say it's about 80 centimeters tall.
That's so fucking crazy, man.
Yeah, and actually, like this is damn
about
tall,
32
right?
inches.
I say.
Yeah, about 32 inches. Wow.
Yeah.
I said that.
Have you
and
the camera you're
sorry?
using? The camera you're using, is it a webcam or is it your mobile or what is it?
Oh, it's my phone actually mounted.
I was going to say, if it's easy, can you pick it up and give us some close-ups or?
Sure, but actually it's hooked up to my PC right now,
leave it. All right. Leave it because to be honest with you, a piece like this as well. Don't be greedy. Just stay silent. A piece like this, I want to see it. Like honestly, I want to see them professional shots. I want to see it all proper, clear, clarity. I think that is an absolute treat for anybody that's watching this chat to be able to see what that, even to get a glimpse of it. I think it's absolutely stunning. I said to Alex, and I think I've said before on the comments on the YouTube video that even for me, I felt that this diorama was the best in the show. I thought this was one of the best pieces that was there at the Singapore Game Tour, and that even includes. I thought the X-Men one. I thought because it was more finished, from XM, it was more ready. But I thought that if this, if the paint and the details matched the sculpt by Thiago Pravin, there was no way this piece could lose. And I really do think you've done an exceptional job there, bro. Really, really.
Thanks. Actually, that put a smile on my face when you said that on stream. I was like, wow, that's a nice compliment. Yeah, because there's so many great pieces. Yeah. There were so many great pieces at SGCC last year. So.
I think the thing that happened with that piece was a lot of the pieces, were kind of, I kind of expected to see them. I was there on the day, I think it was a Friday when everyone was setting up. So I saw all of the Imaginary Arts pieces. I saw all of the XM pieces. I saw all of the HMO pieces. I saw some of your pieces because on the first day, there was only a couple set up. On the Friday, I mean, when the place was closed. When I went back around on the Saturday, that diorama still wasn't there. I think I'd spoken to yourself and I said, I want to do a video with you guys, whatever else, I'll come back. And then all of a sudden it was there and it was like, whoa, where the fuck did that come from? Jesus Christ. And I was like looking at it and I'm like, I think I was like going to speak to you, but I had to go and have a moment to sort of absorb it because I was just like, whoa, this is ridiculous. I even think I read I was doing the filming and I just said, give me a minute now. I need to.
I think it's going to be a very hard. I think it's going to be a very hard piece to top diorama wise. Like I said to you, I think it was. I mean, the X-Men got a lot of attention, and I still maintain I thought that the potential behind this diorama was going to be the best one there, and certainly I think it will get my vote for next year's award show for us, because I think it's just, there's so much about it that's right, and I'm loving it, man. But we've got some photos of some of your stuff, so let's run through some of the bits that we've got. Alex, you've got some stuff to share.
I've been showing them anyway. So I mean, I showed them all at the beginning and things. So I mean, sorry, the pre-order for this, when's that predicted to come out?
I will have the information soon, but we're expecting later, end of the month.
Okay.
So we'll release the official pictures and then give out the exact date when this will be up for pre-order. So we're expecting, within the end of the month. Yeah.
Cool. Awesome.
So when you started into this, I know that you're 4 guys. Your company consists of, when Alex saw you, it was 4 friends, 4 guys that got into this, and you did a few different custom pieces. You got together. You thought, you know what? Let's get some licenses. Let's get some bits going. Let's start our own stuff. And you've already said to me that you like working on pieces and characters that you love. So tell me, what, other than obviously this stunning piece next to you, what is a piece that you think, something that collectors should be looking out for? What's like your concept or an idea or something you've got going on that you think is going to really shake it up a bit? You got anything for me?
Well, because we have so many things on the pipeline right now. Well, I can definitely say that watch out for our Guilty Gear, the first Guilty Gear statue. We will be releasing the pictures later this month. So watch out for that, because if you think this is crazy, just watch out for that. again, it's like, I mean, it's Guilty Gear is not a big, it's not as popular obviously as Street Fighter and things like that, but we love the characters there, and I think
so is this Guilty Gear here? Is this character?
This is the license, but this is not the character. We didn't really release much pictures of that first diorama. It's the character is called Dizzy. If you look up Dizzy from Guilty Gear, then you'll kind of have an idea of what she looks like. But that diorama, is almost finished. Like the sculpt is almost finished. So we'll be releasing pictures of the sculpt very soon. So that is kind of gonna be quite insane. It's not gonna be as big as this guy, but in terms of dynamism and the movement and the things going on, it's kind of good. And on top of that, I would say look out for the Monster Hunter. I think we released.
I've got some images for the Monster Hunter. I'm just going into the Dizzy character.
Yeah,
so this is Dizzy. Yeah. So she looks a bit. Is she naked in that one? God.
I do hope so.
So it looks a bit like a bit of an angel demon thing going on there. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. She has like these 2 giant wings, which are actually characters on their own. And and the diorama we did was kind of crazy.
Dodgy site.
Using that design.
All right, so we've got that.
I can't wait. I can't wait to see it.
Stop that one, and then I'm just going through about 4. I've got 3 screens on my computer, so I'm trying to go.
It's IT teched out.
Well,
geek.
I'm not very good with one screen, and trying to do all these.
You're not very good with any screens. Yeah, it's true. It's a good point. So let me just ask you, Adi.
No. Hold on.
I want to ask him. I want to know.
No, you wait. You wait now, and I just want to show this one. So this is the Monster Hunters piece there.
Yeah, I want you guys to guess the wingspan on that.
Jesus Christ! I know that. I could guess that. I could guess it.
Yeah, I think it's like 86 centimeters or something. No.
It's funny. I would have said that. Looking at that, I would say that's about 110 centimeters across.
Okay. I would say actually it's about 90 centimeters across. Yeah. So it's actually wider.
Alex is close. Damn it. Alex was closer. Son of a bitch.
Yeah. If it was 110, I was like dying here, man. Designing packaging.
Oh no, that's the actual diorama part for it.
Yeah.
Oh Jesus, is that it?
Yeah.
That looks
So
madness, man.
yeah. So you have the monster, and then you have the hunter, and there's actually that's the male hunter. We also have the female hunter that will go on there. So yeah, and we're
So you
planning.
get two of them then, two of them with the beast.
No, we're actually planning on having each of them being a separate piece that you can put together.
Oh right, okay. So
so we didn't want it such that everything, we force everyone to get all the characters at the same time. So we have them separately, and then they can put it together. Yeah.
It's just very clever. It's very bespoke. It's the way to do things. I think it's very clever.
Yeah, and I think we also got like feedback from people that they prefer things being sold individually, so at least they have options. One of the more popular feedback for our Devil May Cry was that why didn't you guys separate out the characters? I'm not necessarily wanting both human and demon version of these characters together. So
yeah, but you did that, didn't you? You did that?
Oh no, we had
the
human and demon together as one set. Right?
Oh, okay.
So yeah, so I mean, obviously the human versions would be more popular if we did that, but I think people do want the option. So we decided, okay, from that point forward, every diorama that we do, we try to have the characters individually available. So it's not only more affordable, but it gives people options.
Does that make your job a little bit more difficult though, in terms of dealing with the edition size, mate? If you're basically you've done the big beast, and then you've done the guy hunter, and you've done the girl hunter, would they all have different edition sizes? Would there be like, if the girl's more popular, there'd be 200, if the guy's less popular, 150? Like, would it work that way, or would you just try and round the numbers up?
If it's within the same line, we will usually keep it the same edition size. So for example, right, Ken is 300, right? So we're pretty much locked at 300 for the rest of the characters in this line. We don't want to have different edition sizes for the same line of dioramas that connect together. So it makes more sense to have the same edition size for all of them, even though obviously some will be more popular and some will be less.
Yeah, I mean that's surprising for me to hear that, because I thought, obviously as a collector, when you're speaking to me and you're saying this to me, I'm feeling more that you're a collector saying that to me rather than a company, a business, because a business would be a little bit more clinical. It would be a little bit more cutthroat and would be, okay, well, Ryu is going to be more popular than Ken, so we're going to do 500 or 700 Ryus and we'll do 300 Kens. And at the end of the day, if you can't mix the Ken with the Ryu, if you can't if you don't have enough, that's your problem. That's not my problem. I'm going to sell where the numbers are.
Because as a business as well, it's like, as you're getting more and more known, the momentum's growing. So as Ken gets in hand, there's more momentum for people purchasing your products after seeing them in hand, seeing reviews. So that by the time Ryu comes out for pre-order, more people are more aware of that line. So they're like, more people are going to want to order it. So yeah, potentially you could up it to 400, 500 through demand that way. But yeah, it's good to know that you're keeping it all as the same number.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense for us. Like, for example, our Devil May Cry is 250. It's not even 300, right? But once we set the edition size to 250, like suddenly out of the blue, a lot of people started coming to us. Hey, I want to order one. I want to order one, right? So it was nice to see like everybody wanting this diorama, and we could have easily sold more than. I mean, we could have easily set the edition size higher after we said it's 250, right? But I think part of what makes a collectible, sought after or wanted is when you have that limited availability. So sometimes in terms of business sense, it makes sense to there's demand. Why don't I just supply it, right? But part of the appeal of our, I think what we also try to keep within our products is like, even though we can sell more, but we want to make sure, we said it's 250. Why would we, increase it? Like, yes, it's sought after.
Once you name it, once you say that out loud, then obviously it becomes a problem. But as we know from some of your competitors, there's the way around such a problem is we'll have 300 red Kens, we'll have 200 blue Kens exclusive, we'll have evil Ken, 100 of those, and that ups your edition size by 300. It ups it by 100%. It increases it by 100%, but therefore there are three essentially slightly different pieces. The base would be maybe slightly different color, slightly darker, slightly lighter, etc., etc. And that is the way that most people would operate around said problem. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get that. I mean, that's a different business model. Like a lot of people do it variants, different colors. But I think for us, I think I'll go back to mentioning something. One philosophy for us, right? Like I know, I mean, we definitely take feedback and what people have. We always listen to people what they have to say, and it's very important for us. Like it's important for us to have feedback, right, and hear what collectors want. But at the same time, right, we have a certain sense of pride in what we do, right? Like we try to do the best we can, and of course we know in our heart we can't please everyone, right? But at the same time, we try to go, okay, this is what we want to do, and this is what we want to present to you guys. We'll let the work speak for itself. And that's why when we make a statue and say, okay, this is the version, this is the color, like for Ken, you had the short hair exclusive option, but it came free with pre-ordering on our website, right? It was a website exclusive, but we didn't make a short hair version Ken as a separate, version that you order separately, right? So so when we present something, we have a certain idea and vision in mind, and we put it out there, and hoping collectors will buy into it and see what we want to present, right? So so like for us, it's like, okay, this is the character, this is how we see it. We won't create multiple colors or multiple variations and ask you to, I mean, while that business model does work and people are doing it, but for us, it's more like, this is how we see Lionel and Mamra, right? And hopefully collectors like it and they get it. We don't always go out our way like, somebody said this doesn't look right, or I want this variance, right? Yes, I can go and please that person, try to please that person, but I mean, but for us, it's like we have a vision, we put it out there, hopefully people will buy into it. But it's not like we don't listen to collectors. I mean, we always listen to feedback. It's
very refreshing, Nadeeb. It's very refreshing, man. It sounds to me like I'm talking to another collector. It doesn't sound to me like I'm talking to somebody who's trying to do you understand what I'm saying? It doesn't sound to me like someone who's trying to squeeze the collector, which is it's lovely. It's lovely for me to hear. I hope that your business model succeeds, bro. I mean, and I hope that people start getting your stuff in hand and understand, and then your numbers can go from there, and you can you just grow and get bigger and stronger, because this is the perfect base to start with. You stick to your guns, you make a statement and you stay with it. It's a good thing, because transparency, I've always said this before, transparency is key. It's key between collector and company. It's absolutely, for me, it's a priority, and I will, I don't care what lines or companies have. If I don't feel like the conversation I'm having is clear cut, concise, and on point, then I'll just walk away and I'll drop the line. I'll sell all the pieces off and I'll start collecting something else. That's just the way that I, as a collector, will operate. It's just my personal thing, because I feel, it's a like you were saying, it's a business agreement. Once I agree and I'm going to pay my share and you're going to send me the item, I expect it to be the numbers that you say it's going to be. If I looked on the base and it was advertised at 300 and I see 350, somebody's going to be in for an abusive phone call. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean,
That's
definitely.
a very good point, mate.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's important to. I mean, transparency is definitely important. Like, um, since we just out of an example, right? Devil May Cry, we had a delay in shipping, right? And people were asking what happened. I thought you guys were shipping. Then, we let them know that we had we straight up told them we had issues with
Breakages.
breakages, right? And we had to repack everything. So please bear with us. And we fucked up, in some ways, but we have to own it up and say, we gotta fix this, and before we send it up, and hopefully things go smoothly. So we'll definitely we are definitely going to be transparent. That's something we're never gonna we're not gonna say something and then do something else. So that definitely is part. That's part of the reason why we're doing this
transparency,
chat in the first place. Is like letting
communication.
people know what we do, why we're here, and things
Yeah.
like that.
What
It's all important.
Yeah, what was
I've
the?
got some
I was
more
going to
images,
ask.
by the way. Sorry, wait, I've got some more images. We did actually speak about. George mentioned the Sagat, and
Sagat is my favourite.
I did actually somehow skip past that one. And I did
Sagat
find
and
out. So you got
Akuma, my
the
guys.
Sagat on add-on there.
Mate, click on that.
So that's
I can
the
see it.
concept sketch there.
So you got a little bit of a. You got the Jaguar versus the Tiger, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you also then got the evil Ryu and the regular Ryu. This was quarter scale, and if you ordered it early, it actually came with the gamer guide, didn't it?
Yeah, it came with. It comes with Daigo Umehara. He's a fighting game pro player. So those who there was actually a set available where if you get both Ryu and Evil Ryu together, you get a statue of him that was kind of exclusive to our website.
That looks great. That light up looks really nice.
Thanks. I mean, I think again going back to that point of kind of supporting the fighting game community. So again, let's be real here, right? Nobody really wants. Not many people actually want a statue of pro fighting game player, but in this case, Daigo Umehara is a popular, quite legendary fighting game player, right? And again, not many people know about him, right? But there are fans of him. We are fans of him, and we thought we'd partner with him and come up with the first fighting game pro player statue. Again, being the very first.
That's so cool, man.
Pro, esports, player statue, right? Collectible. So, in that sense, we felt that it's our kind of way of giving back to the fighting game community because again we grew up playing fighting games in the arcades and things like that. So, it's while it doesn't really fit into the like collectors just want Ryu and Evil Ryu, right? But surprisingly, a lot of people actually ordered that set, to have a statue of that guy.
Yeah. Is that him there?
That's him there, yeah.
Yeah, that's him.
Dude, man, he looks like he's about fucking 13 years old. I bet he's like a champion player. This is the thing. These guys, they whoop your ass, and then you see a picture of him, you're like, damn it, man. The guy's, he's like a baby.
Well, it's when you, when you play online, you end up I lose loads.
Yeah.
And there you go.
It's like he's standing behind either side of them. That's so cool, man. That's a nice concept there.
Ryu and Evil Ryu were the two characters he used in the game, so we felt it was kind of a nice.
Quite apt. It's a nice touch, isn't it? It's a very nice touch. So you're primarily focused, but passions for fighting games mostly, right?
Yeah, I mean, but again, like we also have Devil May Cry, Monster Hunter, Thundercats, obviously. But it all, I mean, it's mainly fighting games now. But again, for us is, do we love the characters? Yes, we're gonna do it. We don't care how popular or it is. It's just for us. We love doing this, and this is the reason why we have the license, and this is why we're gonna do it. And if business-wise it goes well, if it does good sales, good for us, right? But that's not our primary reason.
What made you get into this line of work, Adib, man? What was the driving force for this?
Okay, so
did you see something? Did you see something and then be like, I want to do that? I mean, how did that happen?
Okay, so just to go back again, like bit of our history. So we were in like there's 4 of us, right? So we worked in films and video games before. So like for example, I was an animator working in video games, and then our art director Kit, he's also in animation doing films and things like that. And we have Kelvin, who's also been in the graphics side of things doing illustration. So so our background was that we had day jobs as artists, but then we also did like freelance stuff. And for me, my freelance was sculpting, right? And I used to sculpt stuff for people, do private commissions and things like that. But I always wanted to do like my favorite characters, right? But and when someone would commission me, the character, I would love doing it. But then I thought, I want to do characters and produce them, and limited edition, whatever numbers, and all that jazz. But one thing I never wanted to do was do it unlicensed. I wanted to do it if I'm gonna if I'm gonna do a character that I love, I'm gonna do it the legit way. Get the license and so I talked to the, because we knew each other, like my partners, we knew each other because we were artists in the freelance field, right? So we also did collaborations before. So we thought, hey, let's like just over afternoon coffee or something. I was like, why don't we just set up a studio and get a license and do it? Like we love these characters, and why don't we just do it? And then next thing you know, the rest is history. Like we set up the studio. We also had contacts and friends in the video game community and development community, right? Because we were game developers as well. So we got in touch with Capcom and pitched our stuff. Learned things along the way, and ended up doing it. But our background is we were collectors, sculptors, illustrators. So we thought, let's bring something to the table which is different, because being animators, one thing we kind of like feel like we can do, at least we hope we can do better, is poses of these characters, right? And especially being animators, we like to do things in movement, right? So we thought, hey, I bet I can. I mean, we internally we look at like all the different statues and all the great products out there, and then we think, hey, the pose can be better on that, right? Or if we were to do it, how would we do it, right? So so like we love like statues and collectibles and things like that, but we wanted to bring our take on it and show people what it's like to do dynamic statues and fighting games, and all these characters we've done so far were like kind of representations of how we would do these, or how would we represent these characters. And thankfully so far people seem to like them, so so here we are.
I just want to throw in as well that hey, woo, you can't ask all the questions. I just want to throw in that you're wearing a Street Fighter t-shirt at the moment, and you guys actually you sell prints and you sell your the t-shirts as well. So I just want to show some of those on there. So this is one of the images on there.
So we're not just other than the statues, we also have like officially licensed art prints, and actually the t-shirt is something upcoming. So we'll probably be launching t-shirts in June or July. But again, it's kind of like because of our background in illustration and all the great artists we've worked with so far in terms of all these art prints and things like that. So in fact, if you go and look up the list of artists that we've collaborated with, a lot of them are quite big names and quite popular. So we thought, what good way to put give people the opportunity to buy these prints and t-shirts, because I think t-shirts is also something people would prefer to buy over prints, because not everybody has the opportunity to frame up prints or put them up on the wall. And
I know a lot of guys who just. I know a lot of guys who buy loads of prints, and they basically keep them in the tubes because they haven't got the wall space to put them. And for me, that's just a waste. But then, yeah.
Yeah, but you can have that same discussion about people that leave statues in the box, Mr. Darkside.
Yeah.
Can you?
Yeah, Mr. Darkside.
You know what I mean?
Guilty as charged.
But let's,
I'm just on
do
the
you
website.
do these t-shirts in? Do you do these t-shirts in Westerner sizes? That's the real question.
Definitely. We're gonna have these t-shirts, available worldwide, right? And definitely gonna have in multiple sizes to order. So yeah, I mean.
Oh yeah, the art prints are nice, man.
You can get them signed by the artist as well. So for only like another $25, you get it signed by the artist. You got the jury.
That's a touch.
I
hope it's a proper. I hope it's a proper signature. None of this auto pen shit, right?
There you go. Look at that.
Yeah, it's hand signed, but actually the artist signed editions for that are already sold out.
That's from George. That's King of Fighters, isn't it?
Yeah.
No, that's Viper.
No, that's Rose. That's Rose, isn't it? Is it? No, it's Viper.
Yeah.
Viper. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it's Street Fighter. It's nice, man. Sexy. Very nice. So I've got to ask you. Go on.
All our prints right now are Street Fighter, so we'll have prints for Blaze Blue, Guilty Gears, King of Fighters as well down the line.
It's that Blanca. That Blanca looked nice. Yeah. Is that Blanca there?
It was, yeah.
Yeah, I like that Blanca. Yeah, I like that Blanca, man. Yeah, Blanca's nice. Yeah, that's right up my street, that is. I got to ask you a deep then. So, you being collected, tell me the best piece of work that you've seen that you've not had anything to do with, that you've seen in hand and you wish you made it. You wish your name was on it.
Oh man, I have it, which is the I don't know if you guys remember the Batman versus Killer Croc.
Yeah. Of course we do.
By DC Direct.
Come on,
is it?
Yeah.
Cool. Listen, you're swimming with sharks here at Deep, man. Huh? You're swimming with sharks here, man. We know. You name a piece. If we don't know it, we're going to retire. We're going to get off the page. Believe it.
Yeah, I mean, okay, that's stupid of me to ask, but
don't challenge.
You guys probably know, but yeah, it's a popular piece. Like they even re-released it, right? So,
you got the original one, the first one, which was I believe it's black.
I didn't get the blue one. I got the black one, the re-release. I missed out on the blue one.
Okay.
But I really love that piece.
It's quite fragile as well. You have to be very careful if you buy that second hand, and there's a few small breakages you can get with that.
Yeah, but you know what's funny about that though?
I managed to get it. I managed to get it in one piece, so yeah, I was lucky that way.
What's funny?
Someone messaged me the other day. Someone messaged me like last week saying that they went to a store and it was $110 in the store. They went out to think about it. They walked out. They walked around. They went back and it was gone. And I was like, yeah, you.
Of course it was at that price. At that price, it was gone. I was going to say, that's quite, Adib, that's quite interesting because that's a piece that would be something that I could see you making. Because when you look at the style of your pieces, it's very similar. The sort of thing that it's very dynamic. It's a diorama. It's got movement. It's got bits of broken ground that is connected to the. If I remember, it's the hydrant. The what do they call them in America? But it's called something. Manhole cover. That's it. It's got like bits of rock and things on it and bits of ground, and it's full of movement. So I'm quite. It's interesting that you should say that piece because that's a piece I could understand. If you'd have said Doom on phone, I would have been sitting there thinking the guy likes movement and he's picked a sitting guy. So I'm glad that you picked that one.
You catch me on my bullshit, right?
I would have just been he does it.
Yeah.
It's interesting, man. I got to say though, man, it's it's exciting. Some of this stuff I'm seeing is really exciting, and because I don't collect dioramas, so for someone like me, it may open the door for my collection a little bit because the diorama thing has always been. I think it's probably been the scales are more of an issue for me. I mean, I'm liking this 1/5 sort of scale that you've got going on with the Lion-Arm Mumra, I'm digging that sort of size. I mean, it's interesting, really interesting to me.
Yeah.
Also
I think,
found.
when
So
it
I
comes
found
to
some more.
scale,
Sorry. There's just found some more images of the Ken and the Ryu. I don't think I showed that before. But that's where the Ken and Ryu go together. And this is something I just wanted to ask about, because one of the things that was the first thing I saw about you guys was the levitating bison. So I want to know about the levitating bison. Basically, if you look in the
Alex, that's the elephant in the room, man. That's the elephant in the room.
yeah, if you look in the background there's the levitating M bison. He's got a cape, and it blows, and his cape kind of flutters over the place. And it was the first piece I saw. There was a video on YouTube, I think it was, and yeah, I want to know the progress of M Bison. That's what I want to know.
okay, so yeah, so we released a video update recently, where saying that we kind of went back and redesigned the box of the M Bison, because during one of your chats, you guys were mentioning as well, like, how do you make such a bulky and big box shippable, right? And that's one of the biggest issues we had. Like, we did some drop tests. We did 3 drop tests, right, of packaging for that box, right? And every single time it broke into like 1 million pieces. So we were like, oh,
Jesus,
crap, we can't do this. We can't design it this way. So we had to actually go back and redesign instead of having a box, we're trying to simplify it such that it doesn't have these glass panels, acrylic panels surrounding it, but rather just the top and bottom structure to hold him up. Because what was the issue we were having was each of these acrylic panels, the transparent acrylic panels, were just shattering during the drop test. So
even when you were shipping it, were you separating the panels? Could you remove each panel and have it separately?
Yes, you could. We even had it such that you could remove each of these panels, right? And we used the most secure packaging we could, right? Each of these panels were separate. The top and bottom were packed separately. But during the drop test, right, they just broke into pieces. So we're like, okay, we can't use this box. We can't use this box and say, hey, and open pre-orders, right? So we thought, okay, we have to go back and redesign the box such that we can ship it. So actually, right now we have a box in mind that will be much more less. Not only will it be safer for shipping, but also less bulky as well, because that box is damn huge, right?
Yeah, because one of the things you have to be careful of as well is with I bought an acrylic box which is used for displaying hot toys, and basically I think it's about 18 inches tall. Over time, these acrylic they kind of warp a little bit, and they kind of they scratch really easy. I think in the end,
that's also another issue with acrylic that we were having, was that it would scratch very easily. So since we decided to kind of revamp the box for him, we thought, okay, this M Bison sculpt that we have right now is not representative of what we are at this current stage. We thought we can do a much better sculpt of him, right? So we actually re-sculpted him, and if you look at your inbox, I think I sent you a picture. And we also released some teaser pictures as well to show the new sculpt of him. But it's also the same concept.
Was it this one?
Yeah.
Yeah, because the 3 I have are that one, and that one.
So that's the old. This is the new one. Yeah.
Yeah.
So is this still going to be crossed armed, or is it his hands out now?
No, now his hands are out.
Like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is gonna.
Yeah. So it's a slightly redesigned pose, but the idea is still the same of having him levitating. So we're still definitely working on him. It's just that we didn't want to open or open the pre-orders for this guy. We actually had a couple of pre-order dates planned, but then we said no, we can't open it for pre-order when we haven't worked out all the kinks and we're having issues, right? The last thing we want is
of course,
taking pre-orders and then having these issues and having delays and problems along the way.
I've just had a few questions. I've just had a few questions. I was also still showing that. Just a few questions coming in about the Thundercats diorama again. People are just they just want to know if there's like a prediction for the weight of it.
Oh man.
There's a question about there's a question about the weight.
What I can tell you, probably the base
price.
right now, it weighs a ton. But what we're planning is like for most of our statues, we definitely want to give it some weight, right? But right now, we don't have a final weight for this guy because it's so huge and right now it's so heavy. During production, we'll try to reduce the weight of the base at least. In fact, one thing I didn't mention is we also trimmed the backside of the base because we felt that it was extending way too much outwards, right? I think Alex, you saw it. You saw the prototype, right? The unpainted prototype in STGCC, where we had the base kind of extending outwards too much. So we actually trimmed some of that to reduce the bulk and the weight as well. But
wasn't it like when it was in Singapore? It was like a semicircle, wasn't it?
Yeah. So we trimmed a little bit of the base at the back so that overall composition-wise, it also looks better. But yeah, we don't have a final weight for this, but we'll try to make it, have its, the weight and feel that everybody likes in the statues. You don't want to feel like you are carrying like a PVC piece, right? What you want is have it, feel like you're holding a resin polystone statue. Yeah. So by the same time, we have to reduce some of the weight of the base because it's very, very heavy, and we don't want people paying like hundreds of dollars for shipping, just or the shipping costing more than the statue itself. So,
well, someone just wrote as you said that. Someone said, "Don't make that like eggshell." Basically, someone just wrote. So yeah.
Nah. Well, listen, Ken came out, and Ken, I don't know how we measured how tall Ken was, and I think he was about 16 inches.
16? Yeah.
Yeah, 16 inches, and that weighed over 8 kilos, which we have 22-inch, 23-inch statues from premium formats that weigh 6 kilos. So I don't think you're going to get a light one. It's just I don't think it's going to be light.
Well, we actually weighed. The same day we did Ken, we weighed the Aquaman, and the Sideshow Aquaman was less than the Kinetiquettes Ken.
Yeah, by about 2-3 kilos, and it's about 4 inches taller. That's
it was 27 inches Aquaman, so it was 11 inches taller.
Yeah, but only by the Trident though. The actual the figure's about the figure's about 6 or 7 inches, but that's the point. It feels premium, which is important. You're completely right. It needs to be premium. Well, any other questions, Al?
I just wanted to show one more image I've just come across as well. So this is your Hugo and Poison.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's that Andre the Giant dude, isn't it? From Final Fight.
Hugo, his name is. Basically, as well, I want to ask you. Do you know? Because you're based in Asia, but in America, Poison was actually a transsexual. Because what happened was in America around that time, there was a big bit of publicity about violence against women when it was in Final Fight. So they made Poison a transsexual, so it was okay to hit her.
Oh dear.
Yeah. So that's
the official stat right now, though.
Well, that's the. It was only. But only in US. In Asia, it's
honestly,
not.
There's shit you come out with, Alex. It's like honestly, I'm sure it's true, but what's the angle here? He's not strangling her. She's sitting on his shoulders at the moment. He's not beating her up, so we're okay statue-wise, right?
That was in USA. Anyway, Anyway, Hugo and Poison looks really good. And it doesn't look like a dude.
It doesn't look like a dude at all. I've seen it. I've seen pictures of that before, that Poison, and I was a bit unsure. But I mean, isn't that the recent other company released that the Poison, which has got like chunky legs?
Yeah. Pop Culture Shock done one as well, and
yeah, but she looks like a woman. She looks like a woman too.
If you look into the story, when Final Fight came out, look it up. All right. Anyway. Sorry.
You've told me now. You've ruined it now. You've ruined it for me now.
All right. So do you want to tell us about this piece of deep? All right.
Sorry?
Do you want to tell us about this piece then, or?
Yeah. So
The
that
Poison.
piece, the sculpt is almost done, but we are waiting for the artist to do the final touch-ups, and then we can have it printed. So it's been some time in the making, because it.
Can you make her look a little bit more manly, a bit?
The whole idea is to trick you into thinking it's a girl.
Yeah.
I hope so. Please keep it like that. Don't do any. Don't give her hairy legs and an Adam's apple for me, bro. Please. And certainly don't ask me to review it for a giveaway or any kind, because that won't go down well either. Make her hot for me, for Christ's sake.
Well, this is.
I see enough hairy people when I'm doing my reviews with Alex sitting next to me. I don't need any more hair or any more Adam's apples going on all over the place.
Yeah, so this is due for pre-order, looking at your calendar, in November.
Okay.
All right. Okay, so that's all the pictures I've got anyway to go through. Is there anything else you want to bring up, Adib?
Well, yeah, I was since you're on this on the topic of the weight, right? I wanted to mention that like our first quarter scale was the Ryu and Evil Ryu, right? And then we were kind of looking at to see how people react to our first quarter scale, and as you know, a lot of collectors prefer quarter scale over our usual stuff, which is 1/6 dioramas and things like that. But surprisingly, even when we did polls and when we did ask people, like our fans who collect our stuff, we asked them, what do you prefer? Do you really prefer us to do quarter scale? Do you prefer us to do 1/6 scale? So again, surprisingly, most of them still tell us like, stick to 1/6 scale, because even though the 1/6 scale is smaller, but when you have these dioramas and then interconnectable multiple characters, they end up taking a lot of space, even a lot larger than any quarter scale piece people have. Yeah. So that was kind of an interesting thing for us to know. Is like, we thought, once we ask people which one you prefer, 1/6 or 1/4, people will be like, of course I want 1/4. But like, we realized that actually when it comes to dioramas and action poses and in all these multiple characters connecting together, like 1/6 is more preferred. And that was kind of, and in fact, the dioramas take up a lot more space than a quarter scale would. So
it's huge. I mean, we've seen a few dioramas in our time, and the scale is always smaller, but they have a very large footprint. But at the same time, I think that's one of the things you're gonna specialize in, is because you're talking about dynamic. I mean, it's the one thing that me and Alex, we're also very, very big fans of, is we like our pieces to have, some of our favorite pieces in our collections have a lot of movement, like the Great Hulk Kinetiquette, for example, is one of my favorite pieces. And I think it's just got so much movement in it. It just looks, even though it's it's like, the way it's displayed, where he's smashing the ground and landing, it feels to me like there's a lot of movement there. My Kratos from Aaron Ray Perez and such things, movement is going to take a large footprint. So doing it at quarter scale, I mean, I can only imagine how heavy and how big they would actually have to be to even make that work. It'd be crazy.
Well, the Devil May Cry diorama, if you have all four of them is like I don't know, like 120 centimeters or something wide, isn't it? It's
Yeah,
like
it's
huge.
about 5 feet, 5 feet wide.
5 feet. Wow, that's 150 centimeters then, yeah. So, you know, that's 1.5 meters wide for for this display. So that, yeah, there's a lot of space. I mean, I guess the thing with that is they're not that deep. So if you have them all in the side, you could have a shelf and have them all along, and they're in a line, so you can kind of get away with it.
But I kind of like that about the Street Fighter stuff as well, that you could have them sort of displayed, sort of, you know, almost pyramided like as well. Like you could have them displayed horizontally, you know.
Well, it's good to have that flexibility.
Yeah, you have the option of having, because they're connectable and, you know, can be displayed individually. So yeah, I mean, you have multiple options of putting them.
Yeah, because having that smashed up base, sort of, even just with Ken on its own, it adds a whole lot of environment to the piece. Anyway, without the Ryu in it, it doesn't need it. You know what I mean? It's like, it doesn't need it. It's a nice touch, but if you want to add things, it's great. At least you're giving the collectors the choice. You know, it's good that, you know, I mean, there's some incredible pieces coming out, man. I'm really thankful that you come on and you showed us some of your stuff, and I hope, you know, I wish you every success, because I think you're going at this from the point of a collector, and I want to see that succeed, because the business model, a lot of the times, I'm not a fan of. Certainly not, you know, to be decided and up in the air shit all the time. I really like knowing, you know, this is what you're getting, and we're not going to do a variant in 6 months with a different color and a double edition size thing that's going to make your statue worthless. So I think, you know, you coming at it from the point of a collector first, I really hope you succeed, brother. I genuinely do. So I wish you a lot of luck. So you obviously tell everybody, you know, where they can get in contact with you, who to speak to, and where they're going to find you, because that's the most important thing.
Yeah, so you guys can, like, people can look us up on our website, and then, of course, as I said, on our Facebook group, look for Kinetiquettes collectors with a K, right? If you join the group, then you can definitely look at sneak peeks, and then get in touch with me. You know, you can even PM me on Facebook if you have any questions. And then if not, if you're very shy, you can just email
collectors with K's. Yeah, Connecticut collectors with both K's.
Kinetiquettes collectors with a K. Yeah.
Yeah. And then your
you
website,
can just drop us an email through the website. Yeah.
Which is Kinetiquettes.com. Yeah. Yeah, you had it, man. It's your website. Don't look at me.
I'll put this in the comments below.
Put it in the description. And then obviously you have your own channel as well. Yes, you have a YouTube channel.
Yeah. We post up videos occasionally there. You know, even our assembly videos are up there. So we prefer to do assembly videos, so it's more, you know, easier for people to figure things out, because
yes,
yeah, so pictures are not as
good. We should definitely sub to that channel, Alex. Otherwise, Ken would have been an easy experience. Sub to that channel.
No, I saw it, and it didn't help me.
Like, still no good.
I'm beyond help. So yeah.
So we got a few hints and tips. We've got some pictures that people can see, and obviously we know how to get in contact with you now. And good thing to see your calendar of things that come up. Any new projects or anything else before you go? Anything that we should sort of keep our eye on the horizon? Any teasers for any licenses or anything new that might be coming up that you shouldn't tell us, but I'm trying to prize it out of you?
Well, when you look at the calendar, it's actually only projects that we're publicly mentioned about, right? But
yes,
all I can say is there's like a lot of projects which we haven't announced that are going on in the background, and
you're killing me.
Well, I can tell you that we're doing the first character we're doing from the SNK license is Mai Shiranui. I don't know if you know of the character. It's
no.
Yeah, so it's gonna be a quarter scale diorama as well, but it's a standalone diorama on its own. I mean, by herself, right? It's just because
Yeah.
the SNK license, we're approaching it a bit slightly differently. So we will have our classic 1/6 dioramas of rival characters fighting each other.
Yeah, yeah,
But
love
we
it.
also have quarter scale standalone dioramas. So we are not the type to do museum poses, but even if it's quarter
Yes.
scale, it will have some movement to it, and shows the character.
Yeah,
Well.
your MO, your signature style.
Yeah,
that's good, man. I just ripped another bit of information out of you, Eddie. You probably didn't want to give it to me, but I just took it. That's how I get you. I get you tired, get you early in the morning when you haven't had enough coffee, and then just pull that stuff right out of you.
Yeah, this is probably a good time to rip info out of me.
Which one was the character? I'm trying to find who it was now.
Mai Shiranui.
Oh yeah, that's the one I got on my screen. Okay.
Yeah, you can just type King of Fighters Mai, M-A-I.
No, I got it. It's all right.
Show me then.
I did do the right one, and I was just double checking. So is this one here?
I want to see her.
Do you see her or not?
Okay. Is that? Yeah. You got any images, or is that? What's this you're looking up at?
I'm just
saying images, man. What's the matter with you? Christ's sake! Oh yeah, she's hot.
Jesus Christ, that's some big old boobies there.
That one there. Go to that one there with the. Go to that one with the little red thing in the right corner. Click on that picture. Enlarge that shit.
Which one are you talking about?
Look at that.
She's wearing red.
The one that's got the little Japanese symbol in the right. She's got the Japanese symbol in the right top right hand side of the screen.
That.
No, like it. Far left where it says live, down one, and then across two to the right.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, she's very hot. That one? Yeah, that one. Oh, yeah. Merry Christmas, George. And she's winking. Happy birthday to me. Right, so this is going to be quarter scale sort of standalone, and then you can add something to it.
No, it will
if you wish.
It will be just standalone piece by herself at quarter scale. But we designed the diorama, to have some movement to it, but nothing too crazy like our fighting dioramas. But something that looks.
That's cool, man. I'm looking forward to seeing. I genuinely am, and I was super impressed with Ken from top to bottom. So, and Alex will tell you. Unfortunately, I don't do scripted. So, if it was shit, I would tell you. If it wasn't good enough, I would tell you. You're not safe. So, really great job, man. And I'm really excited for this Lionel and Mumra and some of your other projects that are coming out. I think, really adding a dynamic twist to everything and trying to get as much movement on there as possible and trying to do things as transparently as you can. I wish you, seriously, genuinely, I wish you all the success. And obviously we'll continue every week to share anything that you send us.
Yeah, definitely appreciate it. And also, we also appreciate you guys like doing the collector chat, keeping people informed. And, we also love the no holds barred, chats, like, and the things you guys express, right? Like, because collectors want to say these things, and and want to hear from the companies, they want the transparency and the information straight up, right? So, we as collectors also appreciate what you guys are doing. So, thanks for having me.
It's been a pleasure, man. Thank you very much, Alex. Any other questions, my brother?
I just wanted to say that I don't think all companies are happy with our kind of no hold bars attitude. We're happy you appreciate it, but same thing. We're happy to have you on, and you're always welcome back. So thanks for coming on, and thanks for your support with the 100th show. We will be announcing the results for that at the end of the month. We've got to the point where we will be giving away all of the prizes now. So we had it where it was kind of tiered to the amount of entries, and we've had to get to the last prize. It was 175 entries, and we've had over that. So we're going to be giving away all the prizes. I just want to add that.
So that's great. So somebody will get that fantastic Ken. That's devastating, really. But it was a shame. We were hoping that they wouldn't win it, and then we could display it in our setup for a little while, like a year or something. Then we'll do another giveaway, and then eventually we'll just give it. Yeah, oh well, you can't do these things. But you know us, man, we try, to be honest. I mean, the one thing is, you know, I think you'll appreciate, because you're coming from a collector standpoint, but we're always, the whole point of our channel is really, more than anything else, is the collectors. We're not, you know, we're going to highlight what's wrong and what's right, what we like, what we dislike, you know, from a completely honest perspective, you know, and that's the only way we can operate, because when we started in this game, we started collecting ourselves, you know, it was hard for us because we were using YouTube and Facebook and all of those things to try and find out where our money should be best invested. And it's very difficult because, you know, the agendas of people isn't always as straightforward as you'd like them to be. It's very difficult when you're invested, when you've spent money on a piece, to say a lot of negative things. I think, to be honest with you, these days, over the last 6 months, I'd say since, you know, I think that people are getting a little bit better at it. But when we started, it was very, very difficult. You very rarely heard any negatives about a piece until you'd spent X amount of money on it, and you were like, why haven't they told me this? Why haven't they told me that? And it's all a painful experience when you're at the other end of it. It's, you know, so we always try and do that the best we can.
Okay. All right, guys, you know, do the usual, you know, thanks for watching. Do the usual, like, comment, subscribe, and share, and yeah, put some comments in the bottom. Let us know if you like us doing the interview style. We try to get the news on and the interview style. We tried to squeeze it into one show, so we did go on for a long show today. Let us know what you think, and definitely comment. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, make sure you check out Kinetiquettes Collectors on Facebook, and then obviously their website as well. So mad love, bro. Thanks for joining us.
Cheers.